Hi everyone, welcome to Babies with Knives. Tonight we're going to be playing Wicked Pacts with creator Mickey Barfield above me. Hi Mickey.
Hey, how you doing? This is our
Great.
book, Wicked Pacts.
It's beautiful. And
Thank
as
you.
I understand it, it's a game that's basically Dresden Files with the serial numbers filed off, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
shamelessly.
So I'm going to be playing Renzo Giordano. And he is essentially a bit of a prodigy and uh, he grew up with everything coming a little bit on the easy side to him, even though he wasn't upper class. He ended up in a better situation than he intended, than he should have been in, and rose in the ranks and became very privileged. So we'll see how that develops a little bit. And to the other column, up on top, we have my ever present co host, Brandon Powers. Hey,
Howdy,
Brandon.
howdy. Tonight I'm going to be playing Simone Strong. She grew up in a wealthy family and then started to have some visions of the future of her father's passing, being murdered actually. And as she's gone on in her life, the vision keeps recurring, and she's even met the person that's supposed to kill him in her vision. That person became aware of what she did and has kind of used that as leverage over her, that do what I want or else.
Ooh,
We'll see how tonight goes. I'm super excited to try this out.
awesome. And below Brandon is our friend Kevin Scarth. Hey, Kevin.
Hey everyone. Tonight I will be playing Jerome Hawkins, who grew up on the streets of Harlem. He lost his parents at a young age, was raised by his uncle Luther. He discovered his uncle Luther knew some stuff about magic and ended up getting taken under his wing and learning a little bit about magic himself. It was already thrown up before that I will cast my characters in these things, so he's going to be played in the miniseries by Mike Coulter, since I've gotten a whole Luke Cage vibe off this guy.
Cool.
Awesome. And below Kevin is our friend John McMullen. Hey, John.
Hey, and you got my name right today. Yay!
I know I've been your friend
Small
for so
victories,
long.
but we count them all. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I will be playing Augustina Bello, the orphan with a knack for monster hunting, who unfortunately had a bad cult kill the man she loved, and her response was such that the organization of monster hunters who had her working for them excommunicated her, which tells you she didn't do nice things. So, on a path for redemption, she is attempting to slay monsters and become a better person. And I have bad impulses, so I'm sure that will be difficult.
Mm, well, that sounds interesting. Oh, and I didn't mention, but my character grew up in the projects of Detroit, though that is a bit of a mysterious past bit for the character, since he seems always to be a higher class than that. Well, off to you,
No,
Mickey. Please take us
well,
away.
those were great descriptions and very colorful characters. So, and they're all in the book. Now, in the book, we have several different archetypes you can play from. And I believe yours, Renzo, is a warlock, right?
I am a warlock indeed.
And Kevin, yours is the grunt mage.
Yes?
And John Augustine is a demon hunter. And Brandon, Simone, she is a seer. Right.
Mhm.
So by most of the titles of the archetypes, you can usually tell what they are. So, but the world, as you described, is very much like the Dresden Files with the VIN number filed off. And saying that, most of the characters have some link or some attachment to the Hermetic Order. Okay, and the Hermetic Order has been around for a long time. They're essentially your magic police, making sure the general public doesn't know about this. Because if they knew about this, they'd be yelling, "Burn the witch." And that's kind of a bad thing for you guys. Now, over the years, there's been some other groups that sprung up elsewhere doing different things. We won't get into that. Now, one of the other groups that's kind of the opposite of them is called the Onyx Syndicate. Imagine the mafia with supernatural abilities. And you have the Onyx Syndicate. So pretty much if you're some sort of degenerate mage and you got some issues, they will pick you up and gladly use you. So this setting is going to be taking place in New York. Now, I'm from Florida, so I apologize to people who are watching who are from New York. I probably will get some things wrong, but just remember this is fictional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Canada. I'm going to get everything wrong.
Try Florida, okay? There's a reason they call it Florida, man. So, any quick questions about the world? That's kind of the quick nuts and bolts of it.
Nope. That sounds great to
Okay.
get started with.
Now,
just one quick question on us.
Yes.
We have Bloodline, and I'm certain that has some sort of mechanical effect. But then we also have our Arcana, and so I'm wondering what that the Arcana is.
So what we do is when you build your character, you pick 4 bloodlines. Well, one of them from 4th War. You have angel-blooded, you have demon-blooded, you have half-blooded, and full-blooded. Now, the angel-blooded means somewhere in your family's history, one of your members of your family got busy with an angel. You know? Yeah. Demon-blooded, well, the same thing. I'm sure a little bit more. And as far as half-blooded, it means somewhere in your family's line, one of them was, and the other half of your parents was not. And full-blooded means both your parents were full-blooded mages, and you came about. Now, they do have certain perks built into the characters, but we won't get into that right now since we're playing the game. But when you pick up the book, you can actually see it and what it gives you. Usually it's like a stat bonus or an attribute bonus, or some bonus to a skill or hit points, different things like that. Okay. Now, the Arcana is from tarot cards. So each person's born under a certain Arcana. Okay. And we actually use this at the beginning of the game, which we're going to cover here soon. So your Arcana is relative to your character. So if for some reason someone pulls this at the beginning of the game, it means something relevant is going to happen to your character. Now, if it's right side up, it's good. If it's drawn upside down, bad. So, so it doesn't always happen, but sometimes when they do get pulled, and it's like, ooh, something a little extra special there, good or bad. Now, you could wind up just pulling something random like, the 2 of Cups or things like that. Those still have some benefits and some perks, okay? So, but we'll get into that in a second, okay?
So for people who want to play this game at home, they're going to need a tarot deck?
Yeah, or you can always just draw it randomly online. There's plenty of things where you can find a little thing to click on that. Yep. And most of these decks are pretty cheap. As a matter of fact, this one here, I think I got it for just a few bucks.
Mm-hmm. Tarot decks can range, pretty cheap these days.
Yeah, and not everyone has to use it, just the GM. That's all I need. Because once it's drawn, everyone at the table uses that one that was handed out. Now, if they're upside down, it stays with the upside down. It stays with the GM. I get to use this against you guys.
Okay.
But Alice, say you picked yours and it was right side up, you get to keep it, and at some time during the game, you get to use it for some sort of effect. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. All right. So, anything else real quick before we...
Nope.
Okay. And as far as skills, we're going to go over that because that's the main meat and potatoes of the game. This is a game where you roll your skill, add your attribute, and you have to meet or beat a target number. It's that simple. Now, what makes us different is we have ratings for the skills in education and proficiency. Okay. So your education is established in dice. So let's say, for example, if you have a D6, means you just are basically educated in. A D8, somewhat educated. D10, well educated. Now your proficiency is how many dice you're tossing. If I'm only tossing 1 dice, I don't really use it that often. If I'm saying tossing 2 dice, okay, then I use it somewhat. And if I'm tossing 3 dice, I use it all the time. Now what you do is if you're using multiple dice, you roll those and you pick the best of that one to add to your attribute because you can recall it a lot easier. The best example I give for people is, okay, Brandon, let's say you and I go to college together. and we both studied engineering. So obviously we would have a D10 education. But let's say 4 years after that, I've been selling shoes, but you've actually been doing engineering for those past 4 years. So if I can recall something from education, I'm only going to roll a D10, 1. Whereas you're doing all the time, you're going to be rolling 3, and you get to pick whichever one, because you can recall it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
So, make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So that's kind of it for the skills, and that's really your main gist of the game. Now, certain things do alter it, like scene points. You can use either a dime, potato chip, M&Ms. We actually had these things crafted. We can see that I'm good or not. So, there we go. See, there we go. And what they do is they give you certain things you can use throughout the game. So let's say, for example, okay, Kevin. Let's say you have to do some sort of like a check on something. Let's say it's athletics. You have to kind of jump over this big chasm, and you're not using some spell to actually make you stronger to leap farther. And let's say I give you a challenging task, which means 9 or better. So what's your strength?
Strength is 4.
4, okay. So essentially you have to get 5 or better. Now let's say you roll crappy. You get 2 and 1 on your athletics, okay? Well, if afterwards you say, I don't really feel like falling 14 floors down to my death, I'm going to spend this and give myself a bonus. And a bonus it gives you is +5. Okay? So you can spend this after the fact. Okay? The other way you can spend your scene points, okay, is let's say, for example, you hit somebody and you get nothing but 1 for your damage. We've all done that. That sucks. Okay? You can spend it afterwards and say, you know what? I'm going to do maximum damage instead. The other way you can use your scene point is, let's say you take a lot of damage and you don't feel like taking that much. You spend 1 point, you can cut it in half, or spend 2 points, and it negates it and misses you completely. And the last way you can spend a scene point is, let's say, for example, you want to alter the scene in somehow. You can spend this and say, you know what, that guard over there, he and I went to school together, we're old buddies. I'll see if he'll let us in there. And if I like it, I'll say, sure, you can go ahead and do that. Now, these get replaced usually by the GM, of course, if he feels that you did something good in the scene or help, keep the story going. Okay. Now, in this game, like most games, it has hit points. We also have magic points. So in order to use your magic, you got to spend your magic points. Now, they do regenerate, of course, with rest. And quicker ways you can do it, and even boosting things, is actually try and find a ley line. But if you jump into a ley line, that's raw, untapped energy, and you got to roll on the table and see what kind of wacky stuff happens. I wouldn't recommend it. So, all right. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Nope.
Unskilled
Sounds
use
great. Let's go.
is
Yeah, sounds great. Let's get
Unskilled
unskilled use is a D6.
No, unskilled use is a D4 if you can actually logically say you have some way to try it. Okay? So, which means you're probably going to suck at it, but if you don't have a skill in it, yeah, you're going to suck. So,
That's how it is.
all right.
So 2d8 means that you're probably going to be good at something, not necessarily
decent.
great, but good.
You're decent. I mean, you're average educated and use it. Most of the time, it's not a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's 2d8 is actually workably competent. Okay.
Awesome.
So
Let's get
if you have
playing.
3 die 10, okay, let's do it. All right. So this scenario is called Sacrifice in the Boardroom, and we're going to assume that everyone knows each other, okay, or at least has met each other sometime through different ways through the Hermetic Order. Now, the Hermetic Order uses what they call Praetorians. Praetorians are essentially their groundwork police. You also have people running the show who are senators. You'll find this is very much run like an old Roman government system. Now, senators kind of call the shots, have the council, and make laws. And Praetorians, they're your guys who are on the streets, but they can actually call into a senator and say, you know what, I'm calling you to duty to help me out. And on this day here, you guys are people who have helped out the order, and they've helped you out, so it means you are on call at some time. And today, you've been called by a Praetorian by the name of Amber. Okay? Amber, she's a little rough around the edges. Okay? She's not exactly nice. But she tells you that she needs you guys to meet her at a place called Myers and Knutson International. It is a multinational conglomerate downtown, and it's nighttime when she contacts you about 10 o'clock at night, and she needs you to get here quickish.
Okay.
So I'm sure you guys will respond.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'll teleport
Right.
there if I'm able to teleport.
I'll take a cab. Thanks.
All right. So,
I drive up in an expensive vehicle.
oh, that's right. You would, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cab works just fine.
All right.
Sorry, did you want to share an Uber, Kevin? I just,
Sure.
Yeah, both of your characters probably live in a similar neighborhood, So, and Renzo and Simone, you probably live in the same neighborhood as well too.
Yep. Although, I seem to be pretty lucky, so even though, I may seem down on my luck, actually, I'm not going to be teleporting anywhere. I'm going to be flying there.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually, because I don't want to deal with the busy streets and cars, so I'm going to go up onto rooftops, and I'm going to basically go from rooftop to rooftop and get my quickest bird's path there. And
I gotcha.
be flying between bounces as I need to.
I gotcha. Well, when you guys get there, Myers and Knudsen International is a big building. It's like 30 stories tall, all that kind of glass where you can't really see inside though. But you can tell there's lights on in the inside in certain levels, but for the most part, most of it's off. Has one of those big concrete entryways before you actually even get to the building there, with some obnoxious kind of weird metal sculpture there, and a fountain just spitting up water here and there. And there's nobody really coming and going from this place this time of night. You do see down below at the entryway, you see Amber. She's got her dark hair in her blue jeans and wearing her jacket and smoking and looking like, come on, got things to do here. And I imagine you guys arrive there about the same time. See each other, probably nod to acknowledge each other. And Amber says, "Good evening. Appreciate you guys coming to help out. I'm pretty much going to get you in there. You can't stay too long because we still have to call the police on this. One of the nighttime guards is an associate of ours, let's just say. Called it in, told us about this, and it definitely set up a lot of red flags. I need you to go in there, find out what the hell happened, and report back to me. I got other cases I'm juggling right now. I am overrun, so I need you guys to be my point people on this. And I hope you haven't eaten because it's pretty gross in there."
I'm quite certain that all of us have strong stomachs, and don't worry, Amber, we will handle this with the utmost of discretion. The individuals assembled here, I think, have a wide range of skills.
That's why I called you.
So, Amber, is this like a scrub and clean? We're sanitizing the place, or find out what we find out and get out, or?
Don't worry about sanitizing it. Go in there, find the clues you can, find out who did this and why. And I will say, just from looking at this, it's pretty freaking diabolic. So whoever it is, we need to shut this shit down.
And Ms. Amber, are we to also track down this whatever it is?
Oh yeah, you track it down, and
Good.
just shut them down.
Understood.
Because once you see this, you'll know whoever did this. Yeah, they need to be. Okay. So let me just take you up there. You'll see. Okay.
So while we're going and on my way over here, I'm just wondering if I might know anything about this Myers and Knudsen. I have history, if that could be applicable.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, I actually have history as well. I want to ask the same question.
You could use that. Go ahead and roll your skill. Remember, if you have multiple dice in it, keep one of them, and you're going to be adding your intelligence.
Okay.
And for something unusual, you're going to be needing to get a... let's see. Well, for both of you guys, since you guys are more affluent, I would say a 9 or better.
Okay.
I've got the 9.
I've got well past the 9. I've got 3d10 plus 4, so...
Okay.
Ooh, you are much more historian than I am.
Yeah.
I look to the future.
Brandon, I'm a professor.
I'm rich.
Okay, so what you guys know is they are a multinational conglomerate. They got their fingers in from things to, egg farms to pharmaceutical companies to oil. I mean, all kinds of stuff, even weapons.
How is Amber taking us up? Are we using the elevator?
Well, she brings you inside the lobby. There's a guard there who looks at her and nods at her knowingly, and he follows behind you guys. You all get into the elevator.
Well, before
And-
we
Yeah.
head into the elevator, as we're entering, and she motions for the door, I'm actually going to take a handkerchief, and I'm going to open the door for all of us.
Okay.
I'm going to step through, and once everyone else has stepped through, I am going to place my fingers on near the glass, not touching the glass, and I'm going to start making motions of runes, and I am going to augury. I wish to see if the glass holds any memories.
Well, in this case here, augury in this game is more of signs and portents.
Okay.
Okay. So you can roll augury, and
Sure.
actually, good thing. So roll that, and you're going to add your willpower.
Okay.
And
This-
while he's doing that, I'm just going to memorize the guard's face because we might need help at some point, and being able to pick him out in a crowd is probably.
Okay.
So 6 was my high on the die, so my willpower is a 4, so I got a 10.
Okay.
On the 2 dice.
You're not 100%, but it's more of the whole night when you're coming inside, the way the stars are lined up,
Mm-hmm.
the moon when you come inside, the way shadows are falling in here, a certain smell in the air. You kind of get this feeling of like the calm before a storm, a great storm, a terrible storm that might wipe a lot away.
Okay.
I mean, you're suddenly feeling more foreboding doom, and your hair on the neck, can't talk today, is just kind of tingling, and you just feel the
I shudder.
goosebumps.
We are in the eye of a storm.
And Alice says, "Yeah, wait till you see up there. You're gonna shit your pants." So, John, you had a question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, I was just memorizing.
Oh, his
the
face.
guard.
That's right. Okay.
What
gotcha.
floor are we going up to?
Going to the top, 30th floor.
No significance to the numbers.
So you guys go up there. Door opens up, and it's quiet. The hallway lights are kind of that half dim thing, and you can tell this is one of the top floor here where certain top execs are and your boardroom would meet and stuff like that. He takes you down the hallway, and you get to this door, and before you get to the door, it's one of those, some places call them a fishbowl, where you have that meeting room where you have the glass inside there and you can see everything inside there. They have that, but this glass is that kind of glass where you hit a button and it goes frosted, so you can't see inside there. But you can still see shadows of images, I guess you can say, inside there. And as you're coming up towards it, the first thing you notice on this frosted glass, you can tell there's like splatterings of blood. And not just a little bit, like a grotesque amount.
Okay.
And the guard, he just stops right before the door. And he says, "I'll wait out here." Amber opens up the door.
Watch your feet, people.
She says, "Watch everything."
Before we step in, how do we cast spells in this game?
Oh, pardon me. I started talking back to me. I apologize. Good question. The way you do your spells is where your skill magic lore. So in your case, Renzo, you'll see magic lore warlock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And probably magic lore general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
so what
witch
you're gonna do?
and petty.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm a prodigy.
That's right. You are, and you never let anybody forget that either.
Yeah, we know.
So what you're gonna do is, in this case here, what's your magic lore warlock?
2d10.
Okay, so say for example, you're gonna roll 2 die 10, and for warlocks, I believe yours is intelligence. Okay, I'll just double check that. Matter of fact, everyone has a certain archetype stat that's linked to their spells. Like for Jerome, obviously yours is strength. Okay, Augustina, yours is reflexes. And then Seer is willpower. And I just want to double check, make sure. Warlock, yours is intelligence. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll your dice, add your intelligence. Now, unless your spell says otherwise, you have to roll just a 7 or get a total of 7 or better for your total.
Okay.
So for you, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast Divination. My question to you, GM, before we enter this room, is what was the entry point of what caused this? So if
Well, there's only one door coming into this room here.
I'm aware of that, but it could be door or it could be spontaneous. That's another answer possible. It could be window. It could be ceiling. So I want to know basically, that one word answer before we step into this office.
Are you wanting to know that before you look inside, you said?
Before we step into the meeting room, yes. So
Okay.
as we step out of the elevator, I pause, and using the space between the elevator door, I start scrawling out runes, and I'm going to ask, because seeing the blood and massacre, got 9 and a 4 on my dice, so 9 plus 4, my int, yeah, so that's 13. And so my question is, focusing my energy onto that bloodstained room, where did the assailant enter from?
He entered through the door and left through the door.
Okay. So at that point, I'm going to start looking for tracks on the ground and see if there's any markers.
Well, one thing you do notice, though, is they went through there and left through there. And what did you make your roll by? What did you make a roll, I should say?
I rolled 13. 9 plus 4 is 13, yeah.
Okay, let me roll something here. Hold on. Okay. The person, you can tell, tried to mask their signature, I guess, leaving the place here. Obviously, somebody with magic seemed to cover it pretty good. So all you're seeing is kind of a faint image of somebody malevolent. Remember those hairs on your arms and your neck I was telling you about? Mm-hmm. They've raised even more.
Okay, but I have
to the point where you feel like the temperature is almost feeling like it dropped 5 degrees.
But I have at this point verified that whatever came and did this has indeed left, right?
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, by the way, on your magic spell that you use there, your divination, what was your magic points at spell for that?
The points cost is 4 out of my 45. Okay. I have a 45.
Oh, you got lots. Yeah, you got a big battery. So just keep a little note of that somewhere.
Yep,
okay?
I'm at 41 left.
Okay, so yeah, you guys see her doing the scrawling in the air, and all of a sudden you see her just kind of like just go a little wider.
Yeah, you see him. You see his eyes kind of glaze over, and I go a little white, and you can kind of almost like as I'm immersing myself in the in this information, you can kind of see something move past me. The shadow of a whiff of something move past me, and I snap out of it. At least.
What do you see, Renzo?
Whatever it was, it came in through the door brazenly. Did whatever he did inside, or it did inside, and it has left. The danger is not local, but I will tell you it is very... This is the small end of what it intends to do. We need to stop it.
Well, I don't think I'm going to make myself a little keener in the senses if it's that awful. I think I'll just...
And I can verify that he did indeed... whatever it was, did indeed leave. It is skilled in magic and attempted to sheath itself from me.
Enough
but
waiting.
Of course he failed. as usual.
I'm going.
I'm sorry, Augustine. What was that?
You're wordy without stepping in anything, if possible.
Okay. So yeah.
You might need booties in here.
When we're going in, I want to be judging the scene with police science as well as occultism to try and gather any information. And just wondering on the archetype of seer, my spell list, I don't see anything that would give me that vision of the future. I know I've got that third eye, but for that I have to view someone. Is there, there's...
For as far as seeing in the future, yours is kind of a combination of using augury, things like that, your traditional type of seer type stuff. As far as your magic, I'm not sure if you have anything that helps you out with that, because you have things like, what, telepathy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What are your spells you have?
Telepathy, telekinesis, mind blast, charm, sunlight, and cure.
Yeah. Yours is more the traditional kind of...
so through the
augury palm
skill.
reader. Yeah, that's what you're seeing. So before I forget, if I wanted to send an image over to you guys, do I just do that in this here, or
Just throw it into Discord, into
okay,
that
just
chat.
throw it in the chat.
Mhm.
It won't kick me out, right?
No, it won't. You're good.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so
Just type
what
it
I'm gonna do
just
is,
throw it into chat.
because I actually got one of my artists to do some drawings here, and let's see. Okay, these will probably be cropped, of course, but this is Amber right here.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Okay. Now, when you guys go to the room, open the door up, you see a gross mess here. You see this big conference room table, big wooden one, obviously where the board members meet. And you see this person's body who looks like somebody in his late 50s, well-dressed, or at least maybe was well-dressed. Hard to tell because he's been pinned to the table, spread eagle, through each of his limbs with this ornate-looking daggers. His insides and everything has been ripped open, almost very savagely. Cuts strewn about everywhere, blood flung out here and there. You see even certain symbols painted on the table with his blood. You see also in the corner, you see a ficus tree. And then you see off over here, you see one of those little bars that somebody can actually serve drinks from, whether it's alcohol, coffee, water, or whatever. Over here on this other area, you see a small table where they might have like things like they might keep paper for or other supplies they just kind of store inside there. Aside from that, you have chairs all around and you have the window overlooking the city. And you see chairs, around, like I said.
How
That's
many
it.
acclimates are stuck in him? Sorry, go ahead, John.
Cloth-covered chairs or sort of a plastic Aeron kind of.
High-end leather chairs. This is for their board members.
Okay. Well, this guy was well off. Look at that bespoke seat. Actual buttons on the cuffs of the jacket.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm kind of go around the table here because some of you guys know are going to be focused on certain things here. So, Alice, you said you were going to be looking at the knives, correct?
Yeah, how many athames and what are they? I'd like to inspect and understand what athames were used.
There are one for each limb. So hand, ankle, foot, type thing. Now, Kevin, what about you? What are you focusing on? What are you doing?
I'm mostly looking at the wounds, but he will say,
runes?
The runes.
The room.
And the room and how, like, was he cut with a knife? Was he physically torn open? Because I should be able to tell that. And
so you're trying.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But Jerome's also going to say he's just going to look at this whole city and go, man, what some people do to make sure the Knicks have a good season.
And Brandon, how about you?
I wish to inspect to see if they were performing Haru Spicy on this individual.
I'm sorry, performing what?
Haru
Spicy. That is
Wow, you actually got
divining
me
the
on one.
future by tearing out
Tearing
the
out
entrails of
entrails.
something and then reading
Ah,
the entrails.
yeah, that's
You're
I
talking to
always
two
thought that
people
was,
who's actually pretty versed in the lore of this kind of stuff.
well, I actually pretty well too, but there was another term they used for that too, but I forget that what it was. Okay, but yeah, okay. And John, how about you?
I'll also check the wounds because what I care about is how it did this and what clues that gives me to what weaknesses it might have. Did it stay
So
away
it
from
sounds
windows?
so it sounds like all of you are focused more on the body then, right?
Well,
I am.
my secondary focus is the pattern of blood, whether or not there are footprints, whether
Okay, so you're
it
doing more
stays
of
away from the window.
so you're looking more for a crime scene analysis.
That is a general thing. I need to know the same thing he does, but he's looking.
Oh, before I forget, also on the table, you notice nearby where that happened, there's one glass, like one of the glasses that had like some liquid in there, probably one of the bourbon that was over there, and there's one glass on the floor too. Okay, so all right, so what I need you guys to do is let's see, Alice, you're checking out the knives, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
My character sheet specifically says that I have access to all spells on the petty magic list, but that isn't listed in the master list you gave me.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
can I already pulled up the sheet, so this means that I can
Okay.
go and look into those, right? Use those?
Oh yeah, any of those petty magic spells you can use.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And
Yep.
I would still be using my int, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
So now, as far as looking at the weapons, do you have any kind of like a blade knowledge?
I am a historian.
Okay, so you don't use any kind of blades at all, then, huh?
I am an occultist, and if these are athames, then occultism would work for that.
Okay.
And yeah, so
So roll your occultism then.
Sure, I have pretty good dice on those.
Okay. And you're gonna add your
my
intelligence.
Okay, so I got
Actually, no. In this case here, no, you're gonna actually add your willpower.
Okay.
There's gonna be more attention to detail in this.
Sure, I've got a 2 and a 9, so I'm taking the 9, and willpower's 4, so 13.
13. Okay, you need a 12 because it's tough. Yeah, these are actually very specific. These were crafted specifically for a cult who you know to worship demons.
Okay.
And in particular, you think it might be Moloch.
Okay.
One of the princes of hell.
Okay.
Which, oh, by the way, before I forget, I forgot to tell you, when you guys came in and saw this place, you need to make a health roll.
Sure.
So what you do to make a health roll, you roll 1d10, add your health, and you want to get a certain number. In this case here, let's see, you want to get a 9 or better, which isn't too bad, but, you know.
I made it.
Okay, anybody else?
As a question,
Yes.
I have literally been haunted by vicious visions of my father being murdered. Does that inure me in any sort of way to that?
Well, I will let you have a +2 to that, okay?
Okay, then I make my 9.
Okay, you made your 9? Okay, good. Okay, and John and Kevin?
Yeah, I was okay. My health being my best at it. I got to a 10.
Okay, and John?
I didn't care because I rolled a 10.
Oh, then there you go. Okay, so you guys don't lose your lunch, okay, which also could affect your skills too. Okay, so Simone, okay, so you're looking over at this to determine if someone was scrying with the innards, correct?
Yeah, basically the point of the ritual, looking at the rune, the carvings that they've made or the drawings in blood and such. But you know, coming into on this scene specifically, I was going to analyze it from a crime scene perspective, but that makes me think of Haru Spicy immediately, and so that's where my attention is going to go.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to roll your what is your magic lores in, by the way?
My magic lore is Seer and General.
Okay,
and
so
then
roll
I have
your
occultism.
Okay, roll your magic lore. Roll your occultism first. Add your intelligence.
Okay, that is a 13.
No problem. And you are correct. That is exactly what this person did. They were actually scrying and using this person's body to do that, their innards. And yeah, it was pretty horrific. So, and matter of fact, roll your magic lore general.
Enter willpower.
Intelligence.
Intelligence 12.
12. Okay, round the money. You're pretty sure this was taught to somebody who is taught in the school of angel slaying. Not that this was an angel they slew, but that's their area of expertise, you think. Okay? Which is some pretty diabolic shit. So,
As I'm doing that and come to that realization, I begin uttering a prayer of protection.
okay. Now, John, you were focusing on what portion? You said the
I am, while I am pacing the room, trying to figure out whether this was someone, whether it looks like there was actually any effort to make sure that the blood didn't go somewhere, because I don't know about the heraspexy at this point, or whether or not they changed into something and killed him, or whether they gave access to something. I will say, because I am interested in knives, Renzo, are those like working knives, or are they magic knives?
They are atomies. They are
Yeah, but sometimes
they are desecrated and uh, they are in the name of the demon prince.
yes.
One who shall not
What
name.
I'm concerned about is some athames are better as letter openers, and some athames cut people. Which is this?
This was that you know about us. This was designed for sacrifices.
These are for specific sacrifices.
Okay.
And dedicated to the demon prince, who I shall not name.
That points to, well, last I read, there are at least 3 demon princes. But anyway, that points to a cult or an organization if they get access to something like this.
Oh yes, these are specifically made for a specific cult. I am already familiar with them.
So it's not an actual individual monster, it's humanity, which is worse.
Now, Kevin, what were you doing?
I was basically, it was like room to the body to determine how this, if I can, how any kind of fight might have gone down. Was this?
Do you have police sciences?
I do.
Okay, roll that. Add your willpower.
That will take me to a 10 even. Oh, yeah, 10 even.
Okay. From what you can piece together from what you're seeing here, the victim knew the person who did this. You're theorizing from looking in here, okay? They were sitting next to each other, having a drink and discussing something, maybe looking over something, okay? And then he took the person, slammed him on the table, took these, and one fell hit, pinned him, which means the person had to have used extreme strength or something supernatural, and then ripped his guts out and did this ritual here. Okay.
Good guy.
Now, the other thing, too, since you guys are looking at this body here, you notice his mouth, it's not there. It's completely fleshed over, which is very disturbing. Now, who here has alchemy?
I do. But before that, I wanted to actually say something in response to Augustine. I do not believe it was a person. I believe that it was someone possessing one of their followers. Something possessing a follower.
Well, whoever
Okay.
it was, whoever they were before, it looks like the victim knew the perp. And possessed or not, they were hella strong. They slammed them onto that table and put those blades through in one shot, every one of them.
I got a 6 on
Sniff.
alchemy.
I'm sorry, what'd you get,
I got
Alice?
a 6 on the alchemy roll.
Now, who else has alchemy?
Enter
roll that.
willpower.
Enter is going to be on this one.
12.
12, okay. There is a alchemy mixture called Hush Hush. It's usually where you slip it in someone's drink, they drink it, and their mouth seals over so they can't scream or say nothing.
Someone sniff the drink, see if one of them has a telltale sign of hush hush. I don't know if you can
Well,
smell.
There's one drink on the table and there's one on the floor.
Yeah, one on the floor.
Sure.
One on the
So
floor?
the one on the floor is probably the one.
Well, when you guys go look on the floor, you also notice something else underneath the chair, which you couldn't see from above. You see a little tablet.
Like clay tablet or computer tablet?
Like a computer tablet. So you see that. Now, who's checking out that down below?
I was, because I'm the one that made the alchemy roll. So
Okay, I gotcha. So are you checking out the spillage from the glass?
I'm
Or
going to
the
check out
glass?
the spill. When Kevin was describing, when getting used to the names, Jerome,
Mhm.
did he point out where he thought the person probably started? Obviously, with this massive strength, he could have easily, swung him around. But does this seem like it would have been his glass or the other person's glass that filled?
He was sitting right next to him. The one who spilled is the victim.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will mention. There's a tablet underneath here. I'm more interested in something else at the moment.
So
Um,
what are you gonna do with the cup?
I want to put on some gloves and go ahead and investigate it for alchemical residues, basically.
Okay. Roll.
Are we not all wearing gloves?
I'd assume so, but it's not bad to state it now that you're interacting with something.
Okay. Well, before you go any further, Amber says, "Listen, I'd love to stay and chat with you guys, but I got other duties. You got my number. Keep me updated what's going on with this, okay?"
Yeah, leave.
She leaves. Now,
Why is it that those from the organization, they're always playing things up dramatically whenever they take more time from our work?
are you asking us to Amber?
After Amber's left. This
Oh,
coming
okay.
from the person who's wordy. It's complaining
It's
they're
true
wordy.
if you work in McDonald's. It's true if you work in a secret organization.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
Real
not
quick.
wrong. You're not wrong, Augustina. You're not wrong. Because when
I
the man calls the tune, we all dance.
I did forget we gotta draw these.
Yep.
Now, well, of course,
How
you
many
guys
do we
can't
draw?
draw them. Well, you only draw one. That's it. Begin the
Okay.
game. Because these things are pretty powerful. Okay. So, who wants to go first? I've already
draw.
shuffled
Yeah.
in.
I'll go.
Whoever shoot,
Alice,
whoever
okay.
you
Go,
want.
John. Go, John.
All
You
right.
first.
Okay. John
Okay.
first. Okay.
Yep,
So
draw for me.
I'm flipping over, and it is upside down. It's justice. Does anyone have justice as their arcana? Nope. Okay, well, that's gonna stay right with me. Okay, who's next?
Me.
Okay, Brandon. Okay, you are right side up. The Hanged Man.
I got the hanged man.
Oh, okay. We'll get you in a second then. So, Brandon, this is your card to keep, even though it's going to affect him as well. Okay. Okay. Who's next?
I'll go.
You can go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Alice. I'll go last.
Okay, Alice, you are 7 of Wands.
Okay.
Right side up. Now I'll get you in the second one that is about. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and who's next?
Me.
Okay. You are right side up. Page Princess of Cups.
Okay.
So, now let's see. I apologize. We didn't do this before we got started here.
No problem.
So
No, it's hey.
now those of you who have the right side up ones, okay, and use these. The upside down one, I get to keep and use. Okay. So, now if you want to say, now who had the Hangman? Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon had it, and it's
But
my.
it affects you. Right. So if, for say, example, he wants to spend this during the game, you can use it to automatically break or block a spell. You can also to use it to instantly refill your magic points, or instantly locate a ley line or dead zone, or to gain a scene point, or ask the GM for a specific effect related to the card if you want to use it. Okay. Now, in your case, since this is related to you, The Hanged Man, okay. Represents voluntary sacrifice that leads to new insight. He can suggest taking the initiative in a time of suffering or find wisdom through great fortitude. The Hanged Man can mean redemption, but only by way of sacrifice and loss. Okay? So that's the good part of it. Thankfully, didn't have it reversed. So you can interpret however way you want to use that, John, okay, if you need to. But not that you're actually using this here, but it's going to, kind of affect you in that way somehow, okay? Now, Brandon, you can use this for any of those ways I told you about, okay? Now, those of you, Alice and who else got the right side? Was it Kevin?
Yeah.
So you guys can use them in those ways there. Or in the case of wands, Alice, you had the wands?
Yeah, wands cards represent conflict between a person and the world around them. They also indicate hard work, endurance, and suffering, page 21. So it looks like in your game, the number doesn't matter if it's a minor arcana, only if it's a...
Actually,
okay.
It can.
Okay.
Because over on 20, you can also use the effects in a minor way, like say, 7 of wands, if you want to spend it for a +7 to your initiative.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. And the cups, same there. Cups represent reducing a target number for a single social skill.
Okay.
Or you can also use it for cards centered around the matters of emotion. Many also indicate good fortune and or a time of plenty. So.
Okay.
And cups are center around matters of emotion. Cool. And good fortune.
Okay. Yes. So you guys have those you can spend, okay? And just once you spend it though, it's gone.
Okay.
Most people tend to hold on to these things near the end of the game, I've noticed. So, and I can also use this in a nasty way as well too. Like I can use it to break one of your spells if I want to, but I only have one versus y'all's 3. All right. So going back to the area here. So, Simone, you were looking at the cup and determining the residue, right?
Yeah.
Now,
so do I get to keep that same alchemy, or is that a new alchemy roll?
New alchemy roll, because you're actually looking at the thing here. That was just your theory that it was hush hush. But now you got to look at it, smell it a little bit, kind of feel it,
Okay, that's a 10.
10, okay. Well, for one, hush hush is one of the alchemies that is outlawed. Hermetic orders deemed it bad. Whoever does this is bad. It means the components that were sold to them are used. Somebody probably sold it and offered it. This is where you're dealing kind of more of a streetwise level type of thing. People dealing in forbidden things. Okay. So we'll get more into that in a little bit. Now, was somebody else looking around the room here at all, or what?
Yeah, I've been pacing the room and checking.
You need to make an observation roll. So make an
well,
observation.
how lucky it is I have that.
And add your willpower.
I have something very different I want to do.
Okay. While he's doing that, what are you going to do?
Well, I have augury, I have divination spells. I'm wondering, now that we know that it was horomancy, I'm going to ask Simone, do you think we could divine what the previous diviner divined, or something along those lines?
I mean, what he was sniffing around for, right?
No, well, what the horomancer the information he was divining for.
They're a horospex.
Are you skilled in that I may assist?
As a seer, I might think that I have knowledge of that, since that is a method of foretelling the future. I don't figure I'm a practicer with the background that I've got, though.
And I'm not a practitioner either, but I have several skills and spells that would lean to be able to assist in such a thing.
Okay, so in this case here, mechanics-wise, both of you have augury skills, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're good at it.
So, well, how good are each of you?
2d8.
2d8.
So you're equal then, okay. Who has a better willpower?
I have 4.
I do.
Okay. So you probably would have Simone lead it with Renzo assisting.
That's great with me.
Okay. So let me get back to you guys on that a second. Let me go back to John. So John, Make your observation roll and add your willpower. What'd you get?
I got 10. 7
okay.
plus 3.
Well, one thing seems a little weird. You're looking around and something catches your eye with that ficus tree. There's like a glint of something. You look over there, like the light's hitting something reflecting off in there. You get a little closer, and you see hidden in there, you see this small camera. And it looks like it's in an area where you can see the whole boardroom. And as you're looking at it, do you have electronics as a skill?
I'm sorry, electronics. You pay people to do that.
Yes,
well,
you,
you threaten them, actually. But the principle is the same.
yeah. Or do you have computers also?
Oh, get real. I beat things up.
That's right, the bruiser found it.
And then
well,
I
one
killed
of the
them.
bruisers.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Okay.
computers, but my computer skill is only a D6, so right now I'm more focused on this.
Would security help?
Security could help to some degree.
Yeah. I've got security as well.
Okay.
3D8?
So,
What do you have?
That'd be better than me, is what you have.
well, you both can roll it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I take it, Augustina, you're bringing this up to everybody?
Of course.
Okay.
I have learned that keeping secrets is not a good thing except when you need to because you're taking a mark.
Nope, you cut off at the end. What was that?
Sorry, keeping secrets is not a good thing unless you want to be a martyr, which sometimes I do.
Okay, gotcha.
Well,
All right, so
you just explained why you are one of the few women my character trusts then.
all right, so roll your or the guys who are looking at the camera, roll your
8.
security.
Oh, I rolled my computer, which I have an 8 on total.
Well, okay, hold on. You guys were
Yeah, I
dealing
think
with
you wanted to be involved with me, Alice.
Yeah, I
Right.
did, sorry.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
he said
So,
everyone
okay.
can roll, so I'm like, okay,
No,
well,
no,
I'll
no.
deal with this later.
Okay, I have two things going on. I have the guys look at the camera, I have the guys look at the body. So the guys
Not
at the camera, roll your security skill.
Okay, I got a 5, and I presume you want intelligence, so that's a 3, so 8.
Okay, that's good. And also a computer skill, which I think you said you have it, Jerome?
I don't have it.
Nope.
Jerome? Nope, okay.
No, I was
Okay.
I got security at the same roll he did, 8. As it turns
Okay,
out.
so you're not really sure about this. It looks pretty high-tech, pretty fancy. Out of your pay range here, okay? So you're kind of scratching your head on this one. It looks odd. It looks really kind of super tech type stuff.
Sooner or later, when they're not when the two brains over there are not busy, I'll just call them over and say, "Is this like standard, or is this like part of the security setup here, or wireless and left by the
Hold that thought right now. Let me resolve what they're doing. Okay. So Jerome and Simone. I'm not Jerome. It's Renzo and Simone.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So roll your augury.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Actually, Renzo, don't roll your augury. Simone, you're gonna roll. Actually, I take that back. Simone, you wait. Renzo, roll your augury first.
Okay.
Sorry. There's a reason why.
9 is my total.
Okay, so you got what you need minimum, okay? So what that's going to do is going to give Simone a bonus of +2. So Simone, you're going to roll your augury, add your willpower, and add +2. Because Renzo was actually helpful.
And do we know target numbers going in, or do we need to decide on scene points before we resolve?
You can, after you resolve, if I tell you didn't make it, say, can I spend a scene point? Will it help me? And I'll tell you what you need, because right now, you only need a 9 to figure out what you need to for this. Okay?
Okay. And then the other question is, earlier on one of Alice's checks, you asked her how much she beat something by. Does rolling higher get you more normally, or?
Depends if you're actually kind of going up against somebody. In her case here, she was trying to do better than him covering his tracks. So
Gotcha.
she actually met it exactly. So all she got was a little bit, just enough to kind of get something, but nothing beyond that. Okay.
Okay. Well, I got a 12 total here.
Okay, not a problem. So, yeah, this person here was trying to, you get the feeling, find out what he knew. He wasn't going the traditional trying to ask the person a certain way. He was doing this to find out, have we been found out? What do you know type thing, and who have you told? Who all's involved? So that much you can figure out that's what he was digging for.
Okay, literally digging for.
Oh, yeah. And the way his body was tore open, since you two are looking at the body, roll your police sciences if you have that.
I do
Yep.
have that.
And add your willpower.
I love all this add your willpower stuff that you keep saying.
Well,
I'm
especially Simone. You're digging that. When it comes to combat, yeah, you'll be seeing a different story, okay?
I am at 12 again.
I only got
Yes.
a 6. I rolled really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah, right now, Simone, you're in your wheelhouse. This is your
Right.
wheelhouse right now. But you get down in dirty streets down there, we got to do streetwise. All right.
I'm
So,
already lining up calling for a contact. So you
all right. So, Simone, what'd you get? You said,
12.
and Renzo.
6. I rolled bad.
Ooh, okay, yeah. He was tore open. But Simone, you can tell from what tore this guy open. It wasn't just strong. It almost looks like some sort of bestial type hands, claws, even flecks of like some sort of blackish hair, fur. You're not sure. I mean, something just unnatural about this.
Okay.
Okay, so that much you do know.
Doesn't look like dragon claws, right? I'm safe.
No, no, you're good.
The man was indeed disembodied by something very strong, but more than just a possessed, something that had been transformed. I look over at Renzo since he had said like a possessed person earlier. Transformed, or perhaps the servant of the Dark Lord that one of us feared. I find that they were looking to find out what this person knew during their divination here. The answers that they have received. Did I get anything about that actually? About what it might have revealed, or did I just more get the questions?
It's more about what he was looking for. I mean, it's kind of that general kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't give you details of what he was asking, but from what it was laid out, he was basically doing an interrogation on this guy's dead body.
He was looking into what this individual knew. Have any of us identified him yet?
Well, if you dig through,
no.
that's
I
a good
haven't
point.
wanted to touch this wall.
Yeah, nobody really wants to dig inside there, do they?
Actually, I will be taking some blood as well as some of the hairs. Both those could probably be good in alchemy later on.
Okay, gotcha. The dead guy.
So I pull out my tweezers or my sample stuff and gather it up, seemingly not phased by the carnage that is here.
I'm just going to say over there to my friend, this is like the nerd equivalent of dick swinging.
So who was digging out the wallet? Anybody?
I was not touching the wallet at the moment.
I gotcha.
If
I'll go ahead and interact with it. I think they're wanting to get Renzo over there to try and resolve a security camera issue.
Yep.
Okay,
So I want to
Since
go
I'll
look
be
at the,
interacting with the body at a close range.
Yeah.
Okay, so you fish out his ID and you see his wallet, and guy's name is Felix Chandler, and he was one of the board members here at Myers Knudsen International.
Cat, candle maker. Nope, doesn't fit in. Probably irrelevant.
Probably so. So, Renzo, you're going over to the guys with the camera then, helping them out then?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, looks like a sophisticated piece of equipment here.
Okay.
Well hidden. Do you have computer knowledge?
I do. I have computer use.
Okay, do you have security?
I do not have security. I have computer operation.
Okay, so you're not sure what type of camera this is, but you do know that this thing obviously, well, roll your computer knowledge
Sure.
and add your intelligence.
10.
10, okay. You do know this has some sort of way to send off something, to send information somewhere, which
Okay.
means it probably has some sort of IP address, correct?
Mm-hmm. So, question about the tablet they found. Can I play with that?
Yeah, you can pull it up
Okay.
and
And I'm
throw
making
your
sure that
computer.
I'm using gloves.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and let's see.
Like I said, when I was opening the doors and touching the things, I made certain I claimed the handkerchief initially.
Right. So roll your computer operation again for the
Sure.
tablet.
1 less, so 9.
Okay, gotcha. You can open it.
Okay.
Looks like he has his calendar on here and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it seems like there's a file that you're having a hard when you open it up. You're not sure how to read this. It's like it's encrypted.
Okay.
Do you have cryptography?
No, I do not.
Come on, Professor. We relied on you for that one.
Yeah, it's you're having a hard time cracking that one.
You
Yeah,
don't know
that's fine.
everything? You give that impression.
I understand certain types of cryptography. This, not this. Egyptian, Latin, those things, that are much more interesting. This...
Your girlfriend in
boring.
Canada. I got it.
So
This was more my ex's field.
which X would that be?
Gee, I wonder, maybe the spy that I dumped?
So no one here has cryptography? Okay. So who has Streetwise?
I do.
Oh,
Roll it.
yeah.
Here.
Okay, if you have it, roll it, add your intelligence, and tell me what you guys get.
10.
Okay.
11.
11 as well.
Okay. All three of you guys know there's like a minor person within the Hermetic Order, some odd guy named Boris. He's a scribe mage, and he's good at doing things like this, decrypting stuff.
Boris,
Of course,
he's Russian?
Oh yeah, he is. And he usually wants something gifted to him to try and do a job. He's not looking for money. He's looking for unique things.
Oh, I was already thinking about that because, he's a Russian, so he needs a specific type of booze and all. I have very specific information about Russian on my character sheet, so...
All right. Oh, before I forget, languages on the sheets there, you'll notice.
Mm-hmm.
The way languages work, you'll see they're numbered from either 1 through 4.
Okay.
And languages are rated in language fluency points. So if you have a 1 in it, it means you can say a few words. 2 means you can. 2 is basically you can speak it, but it's broken up. 3, you can speak it conversantly, but you got an accent. 4, you can pass for a native. Okay, so.
Well, I'm pretty good at Latin and Russian and Enochian. And Spanish, I'm past, Spanish I can get by. Throw me in the streets of... Yeah. Throw me in the streets of, somewhere that speaks Spanish, I can get around at least.
Okay, good. All right, so, yeah, you guys know Boris can probably crack that information.
Okay.
About then, by the way, you hear a tap on the glass. The security guy's like, listen, I got to call this in soon. You guys can't be there too much longer, okay? Got to step it up.
Anything else that we can derive here?
Well, you pretty much got everything that you think that you can see in here,
Did the alchemy check come back that I do think that there was the hush-hush in that glass?
It was definitely hush-hush, yes.
Okay.
And the person who did that obviously knew what they were doing. They definitely used some illegal goods in this here. Then there's only a few people in town who probably would deal in this kind of stuff.
Okay. If the guard just stuck his head in.
He
Knocked
didn't
on the glass.
He knocked on the glass and said through it. You know.
Okay, I'm gonna carefully pick my way outside and ask him where the IT servers are, because that's a small camera and it wasn't wired to anything, so it's got to have a battery if it sends information. If it sends information, it can't send it far. Somewhere in the building. Reasonable to guess, IT picked it up and is holding it. Don't know if we can look at it tonight, but it's worth knowing that it's there.
Okay, and your character has no computer knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just what I've heard on the streets.
3D8
I'm
of
a technical
security,
writer.
though.
I haven't any computer knowledge.
Burn the scene point, John. You encountered this in a case before.
Of course. Take the scene point.
All right.
When Augustine brings that up, I'm also going to say, and we will need to ensure our presence is wiped from any computer system.
All right, I'll take you down to the computer room for a few minutes. That's all you guys got, okay? After that, I have to get you out of this building, okay?
Much appreciated.
You bet.
All right, so we're going down to the 12th floor, okay? So,
And I'll assume I know this because I once tried to put a wireless camera I bought at the I Spy store, and they told me it wouldn't work because it was too far away.
right, you need something to boost it. So yeah, you guys go on down there, and obviously this floor is where the computer room is, okay? And it's quite cold in here, and it has like one or two techs in there. When you guys go inside there, the guard tells the guy, hey, just take a coffee break, come back later. Guy's like, okay. Gets up and leaves. He says, you got 5 minutes.
Go for it. Prove you're that prodigy you keep saying.
So I am going to use computer operation to see what information I can get, and I also want to erase our time here.
Okay, as far as erasing your time, that's going to be security, actually. But computer would be for doing the other
accessing
things,
it so that they can use it. I'll computer access it so they can use it. So how about I assist them on their role instead, because it's the overall task.
Who they?
The people that are actually have security. I'll access it and then hand it over to them.
John's good at
Okay,
security.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and roll your computer knowledge.
Okay, that's 10.
So that's what you got for your roll total?
Total 10.
Okay.
I have a good
Okay.
8. I'm smart.
Yes. And Augustino. Okay, so you're going to roll your security?
Well, I rolled well, but it's not great for this crowd.
9?
I rolled a 6. I have a 3 int.
Okay, gotcha. That's passable, and with
2 from me.
Renzo's help, Renzo with his help, you can figure out that there is a booster someone put inside this computer room here. Matter of fact, you can actually probably locate it, which is kind of in the back of one of the servers there, just kind of innocuously tucked away, where it can actually boost the signal a little further away. So you might want to snatch that as well too. Okay.
Can we
Great.
Can we grab the slate?
You keep it. We should go, and I have exhausted my computer knowledge.
Well,
also, this room makes me.
So I actually want to see if we can grab a slate and replace it with a blank slate, and therefore maybe Boris can get more information off of this.
Okay. When you said the slate, you said.
Hmm? John, you want to translate what slate is? It's basically the hard drive.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay, there we go.
I'm grabbing the slate.
Okay. So.
I'm also a little bit of a tech geek.
That's okay.
Beyond me, it's not radiology. I don't know it.
Well, I work in the creative field, okay? So.
But yeah, I'm grabbing the drive.
The bald guy who does hair for a living, okay?
I'm going to grab the drive and I'm going to replace it with one of the backups, and
okay.
That would be missing a few hours.
All right, so you guys are finished up, and the techs are coming back in. The guard says, okay, we got to get going, okay? So you guys leave, okay, and step out into the night air. And what now?
So
you believe that your contact Boris would be able to assist us with this?
Oh, Boris is. Sorry. In Russian, I say Boris is good friend. Bring him some vodka. He's all good.
I look at you questioningly as you speak a language that I do not.
In English. Yes, I believe. Sorry, I lost my accent.
We got to give him a Fabergé egg or something.
Oh no, he likes that. His favorite vodka. Sorry, his favorite vodka is from a very small refinery in a small place in Siberia, and I happen to have a stock of a few of them.
That's good, because I only lifted that little tiny Stolichnaya bottle from the...
All right, so I take it you're going by your place, Renzo, to pick this up before you guys go over to Boris's place?
Yes,
Okay.
the one
Now,
with the
Boris,
worm down at the bottom.
you're
That's
thinking
tequila.
Oh, that's tequila. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No, what is it in vodka? Because there's something in vodka I don't drink. Sorry.
It's pretty much potatoes, isn't it?
I thought there was a rare one that had some sort of bug in it, but maybe I'm misremembering. But yes, I'm gonna go grab the special vodka.
Okay. I
If
got
there
you.
can be coffee that is passed through a civet cat, there can be vodka that has,
It's also passed through a civet cat.
I believe that's how they make it. Yes, you put potatoes in the civet cat, and
All right, so so you guys gonna swing by there, and now how are you guys going? Are you going together, separate cars, or what?
I offer
Oh.
my nice ride.
That's right. There's a rare scorpion vodka. That's what I remembered when I was dealing with the memory. The scorpion vodka. Because I was
There
like,
is one. Yeah, you're right.
Because I was talking to a friend a while back about this very rare vodka called scorpion vodka, and there's a whole scorpion in it. So that's what I'd be grabbing him, is a scorpion vodka. I had to go look.
Okay, you're right. I did hear about that. You're right.
I call a shotgun in the car, and I'm going to go through her glove box.
It's locked.
Not eventually.
All right, so you guys are gonna head over to Renzo's place. Obviously, Renzo lives in a well. How would you describe your place, Renzo?
So while the outside doesn't look like much, but the inside is immaculate and luxurious and looks basically like I live as, in a very high-end place like Simone would come from. All the fabric is, high-end Egyptian cotton or silks and such like that in the curtains.
High thread counts.
High thread counts, best sound
Yes, I know about
system,
that stuff.
huge, best sound system and a huge screen on TV on the wall, that I actually would have covered basically with a painting that I have to activate and open. But yes, but the outside of it looks like I live kind of, in that I live basically in Harlem, in a small little place.
Okay. So grow in, grab your bottle, and then head over towards now where Boris lives. He lives in a crummy place right along the river. Okay, right nearby the bridge, or one of the bridges. And
Is he a bridge troll?
is he a bridge troll? Well,
Secretly.
he could be considered one. I mean, he's about 5'1", tall and kind of portly. Smells rather oily. And has kind of bulbous eyes and greasy hair. So yeah, one could probably consider him a troll.
He's kind of a fat Peter Lorre, or maybe
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That Peter Lorre. So you guys head over there, and he lives in one of his 2-story brick buildings, and has as kind of uber security at the front doors, metal. It's even got the steel, mesh on top of it. Got the camera right there. And as you guys go up, you can see the cameras even moving and kind of tracking your movements.
Okay. So
And
Give
before
it
you
a nice winning smile.
before you even knock or even press the doorbell, you hear a little pig. What do you want?
I show the bottle to the camera, and in Russian I say, "Boris, my old friend, I heard you're thirsty."
I am always thirsty. Door opens up. Come in. So you guys go inside?
Yep.
When you go inside, it has a hallway, that go straight and then stairs that go up. And the lights down here are all off. And all of a sudden, the light above just comes on. And you hear, up here.
I feel like we just stepped into the Dark Angel TV show from the 90s. That's like the image and scene that I see. Okay, so yeah, I'll start walking up.
Okay. As you get to the top of the stairs, he steps out of his room, more like waddles out, looks up to you because he's short. He says, nice to see you. Come in.
Of course,
your
is he hugging the vodka when he says that?
Oh,
I hand it to him, and he's like, no,
he's like a little kid with both hands. I
Nice.
sees it and like looks at it. He's like, oh, hello you. He says, then all of a sudden his smile drops and he says, who's your friends?
oh, these are good friends of mine. So, and they will now that they know you like that drink, they will always bring it to you too. And I will introduce Simone and Jerome and Augustine.
He smiles at the ladies like, hello.
I definitely smile back and just to get him to like us and accept that we're there at the moment.
Well,
I don't care.
Well, he says, so what do you need help with?
I pull out the slate that I have, and I believe Augustine had the camera still, so I'll give him the slate, and and the tablet. I have the tablet, and I think Augustine still has the camera. We need some things cracked for information.
I crack egg for you. Come, let's make omelet. Walks inside his room, and it's got all kinds of computers in
it's
here.
like that his humor.
I look at you and I nod.
Ask,
He has tables everywhere, computers everywhere, monitors everywhere, various different things running and whatnot. And he offers to, he offers us 2 seats, so anybody else has to stand up. He sits in his little command chair, which is well broken into, a few patches here and there from where he's worn it down. And he says, which one first?
Tablet first. I'm going to excuse myself to his kitchen. I'll start whipping us up dinner.
Okay. He gets busy.
When Augustina is making is that his humor? I just kind of hold her back for just a moment and whisper to her, "Honey and vinegar, dear. Honey and vinegar."
I'll be vinegar. You can be honey.
Oh, please tell me that just got him a scene point.
I'm gonna lean in close to Simone and point out, if all else fails, pain is scary.
I am very well versed in that as well.
Boris like, you talk too much. Silence. I'm working.
Don't mention Lake Placid. Don't mention Lake Placid.
He says, go downstairs. Wait for a friend. I will come down when I am done. Does like that.
I call
you
out
guys
that he's out of some ingredient. You're out of the
I'm gonna third eye him.
again.
I'm going to third eye him.
Okay. For the rest of the audience, tell people what third eye does.
I believe this is because I'm a seer. 3 times per game session, I can view someone's aura and get a strong sense of what motivates them.
Okay, and you're doing this on Boris, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's not hard to do. Pardon me. Ooh, sorry me. He's not motivated by money. He's motivated by challenges. He likes to get lost into his work. He likes research. That's why he's a scribe. Now, he's not a particularly great, powerful scribe, but he's knowledgeable. So if you have things that you can't figure out, he's usually your go-to guy. And he also happens to like tech, too. So, but for him, his payment is more of favors, gifts, things like that. So
Cool.
So, but as far as trust-wise, you can trust him. All right. So you guys going downstairs then?
Yeah.
Okay.
With that knowledge, I'm willing to leave him.
Okay. So you guys going down there while Renzo's whipping up something. And Renzo, probably by the time you're done and starting to set the table, it's probably about close to midnight, and he's coming downstairs, and he has a tablet in hand, and he has some other things, like papers in hand, and also that device. And he sets it down. He says, "So, do we eat first, or do we talk and eat, or do we just do business right now?"
Well, we've been banished to downstairs. I want to be alchemically working on something if I could.
Okay. What do you want me doing?
I want to take the samples that I took and start basically working on a tracking augury influenced by by my alchemy, to be able to later on find what has done this. Since I've got hairs that I believe are from it, and something that it has eviscerated and tied itself to magically.
Okay. So, as far as the attacker. Okay, so to do all that, I would say, what's your alchemy skill?
2d8.
What's your augury skill?
2d8.
And what is your police sciences skill?
2d8.
Okay, pretty consistent. So roll 2d8 and add your willpower.
Okay. That is going to be a 13.
13, okay, very good. Very, very good. So from what you can discern is the person who did this used the spell Claws of the Beast. Transformed his hands literally into that of a demon and ripped him open. Okay? That much you do know. Okay? As far as tracking this person, you're not going to be able to track them with that. They're not walking around with those mitts there all the time. They just did that for that scene there. So,
has Renzo mentioned the name of the prince at any point?
Simply said he wouldn't.
Said not to. It's a shame. It would be nice to have known who
I gave you his profile of who he was, but I did not name his name. So I would have given you more information on him and enough
the big cowhead.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Until you actually know who it is, but I will not say the name.
Okay. So now, did I miss something there, Brandon, or was there more that you were looking for?
The primary purpose was to create something for tracking at a later point, basically.
Okay. Yeah, you can track something. You can actually make something to, I guess, almost like a sniffer. Like if you're in close proximity, that basically it might alert you, like, hey, And what you would do is you can make this like small bottle, okay, with kind of a cheesecloth type thing. That if you're nearby it, the color would change. Okay, makes sense.
The light of Elendil.
Kind of like, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So while I'm cooking, I have two things I want to deal with.
Yes.
One is given the way that you've described Boris and we've established that he's an old friend of mine, I'm going to say that he doesn't necessarily keep the freshest of food. He's got these pizza boxes around and takeout boxes, but I managed to find some molding tomatoes and some this and that, and I'm going to be casting freshened fruit and food and such like that. Yes, I do, and so I'm going to and I'm like the lemon starting to mold, freshen food, stuff like that. So I'm making actually a very nice meal for us with
like things he has new groceries.
Yes, like he has new groceries. The other thing I'm going to establish is because we're friends, I say that we have a little game that goes on. That whenever I visit, I leave a message somewhere in his house that he has to try and figure out and find with write and see invisible messages, and just kind of a cat and mouse game we play.
Nice. Okay.
Just to keep building on that relationship.
Sounds good. All right. Well, he comes down, looking very prideful that he's accomplished his task, and he's like looks at the meal and says, "So, business first, eat, or business and eat at the same time?
Business and eat. Everyone's
Okay.
hungry.
So,
Paya, anyone?
tablet, easy. So, he has a lot of boring stuff in here. Obviously, your typical corporate board member, blah, 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 blah. But I did look to see if something might be different and might be needed to be noticed. And he had something. He had his calendar. And somebody's name popped up that stood out to me. Peter Parrish. And when he says that, any of you guys who have Streetwise, roll it.
10.
Yeah, you're still in good at. What are we adding? Willpower or intelligence?
Intelligence in this case here.
Okay, then
11.
I'm at a 10, is same as Alice at 10.
Gotcha. Okay, those of you who got a 9 or better, you would know that Peter Parrish is an alchemist. Okay, and he used to actually be a board member, or not board member, but a member of the Hermetic Order.
Okay.
And he was kicked out because he was selling some shady shit.
Yeah, he kicked me out first. I hate him.
And so you there? Okay.
So I am going to, I'm not going to mention anything at the moment. What I'm going to do is, as Boris is talking, I'm going to pull out some string, and I'm going to tie it around my wrist, and and basically, do a little protection thing on myself against the guy now knowing, and so I'm just going to bind against harm.
Now, what you know about Peter is he's not harmful. He's one of the people. The picture I sent over is actually what Peter looks like. He's kind of, imagine an old hippie, and he's a good botanist. He grows a lot of stuff. He is good at alchemy, and just doesn't really see the problem of selling some illegal stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hate someone in the Ordo. I don't hate Peter. I just dislike.
You said it was Peter Parrish, not Peter Fonda, just so I have that right. After I look at the picture.
Yeah. So, anyways, the other thing Boris mentions, he says, so it seems these two were discussing something called Fey Dust. And when he mentions Fey Dust, also roll your either alchemy or streetwise.
I can do that.
Yay.
Okay. Whichever's better.
Well, let's see, 2d10 or none dice of any kind. So
I rolled a
9.
1 and a 2 on my dice, so I'm not getting anywhere near the rest of the group.
10.
I get a 9 off my streetwise.
And you're just going to add to your intelligence on this one here.
12.
12. Ooh. Okay. So who got 9 or better?
Ding.
Ding.
Okay. You two know that Fey Dust is another illegal thing. That's a compound that's sold. It's really bad stuff. Okay. It's used for some really uber heinous things. Usually things involving a most gratuitous death.
So there's Fey Dust, not good, sold bad, sold illegally, and there's the ingredients for the hush hush, not good, sold illegally.
Well,
I think we need.
Sorry.
I'm starting an inkling that maybe we should find someone who sells things, because that might be a source of info.
Well,
but let's try and figure out.
Chances are, Peter would be somebody who would be in the know, and it seems that the dead guy had a meeting the other day where he talked to Peter Parrish, and marked on there by the meeting was this thing called Fey Dust.
Yeah. So, like...
we didn't luck out and have, a meeting scheduled for the time when he died, right?
No.
Just checking.
Can I use alchemy to know who this Peter Parrish is? I do not have Streetwise.
Sure.
That's only a 6 on intelligence, so that's pretty bad.
6 total?
Sounds like we roll in different circles.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, because he's in a different circle now, he's outside of the Hermetic Order. It's like you don't really know who he is. Now, he does say, so, about your camera, I was able to find out who it was being sent to. A lovely young lady by the name of Lisa Kang. She was the one who was using this camera, going to her place. Here is her address. She lives in Soho.
Does that name mean anything to me?
You can roll your. Let's see. I'd say roll your computer knowledge or computer use skill.
That sounds like Alice.
Yeah. If that is possibly going to mean anything to me, let's try that.
You gotta roll pretty darn high. You gotta roll that at your intelligence, and you need to get a 14 or higher.
I can't. Nope.
Yeah.
I failed.
She is not in the yellow pages. But he says, I have her address right here. So you can go pay her visit and talk to her nicely.
And Boris, this is why you are the best.
That's why you come to me. So, food is good. And I noticed the groceries look like they've been bought. Thank you. Didn't know you had time to do that.
I remember that you never have good food. Truth is,
Why?
I've probably been freshening food, the same food, a couple times. Whenever
You just never noticed.
Yep.
I figured, these tomatoes always last.
Yeah, exactly. Tomatoes always last.
They never go bad when I buy from this place. He says, so, anything more you need?
I look to my team.
I don't think so. I'm just trying to figure out if it's late enough that we have to wake Peter Parrish up, or if he's likely.
You guys gave him the slate as well. Was there anything on that you wanted us to look for, or was that just?
Where was the slate from again?
I thought the slate was tied to the camera. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
the slate was the slate was the computer in the security room. Everything that happened in the boardroom, including our presence.
Yeah, that one there. Apparently, someone got to it beforehand. It was empty.
Did it record our presence?
Well, actually, the new one, yeah, got your presence, so he has that. So he can, just totally wipe that. But as far as the crime, it seems they were savvy enough to go and clean that out as too.
So Lisa Kang is either with the killer, is the killer, something like that, because it looks like the info from the camera got removed by the killer. Might be wrong. Could be just an accident or time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just for me. I'm just trying to say, do we go see Peter or Lisa?
Well,
actually, we should see Lisa. If she's involved, she's active, and she may be running. She may be doing something. Now's the time to get her. Peter is probably not active.
I would concur with Augustina.
Okay, so the plan is to go visit Lisa?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so you finish your food quickly, and I guess bid your farewell to Boris?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you guys leave and head over to Soho, okay? And get to her address, and it's late at night, and some quaint little houses they have here. These are mostly 2-story houses, and pretty much almost comes right up to the sidewalk. And when you get to her place, are you coming right up to it, parking across the street, down a building, what?
I'm not parking
Hello.
anywhere near it. I'm parking down the block, and I'm going to go from rooftop to rooftop.
Where are you driving? Because you apparently flew. We were in my vehicle.
True.
Apparently, Renzo
That's-
jumped out of the car about a block back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be listening to the people who are more used to active situations about where they'd like me to park.
Okay, well, I'm
Run.
going to jump out about a block back, and I'm going to go from rooftop to rooftop to get to her building, and so I'm going to skirt
Okay.
security.
Sure. Okay.
What's your room? What's your call?
Well, we got two choices. Look like we're sneaking in, which may spook her, or just coming so she sees that we're coming, which don't know. I don't know how either's going to play out, but if you guys were coming at my place and sneaking, we'd have a very uncomfortable conversation to start.
All right, let's just be above board, go in, kill her if we need to.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I leap too fast to that for you, Simone?
There are by all means different tactics that one will take. Leaping too fast to killing does certainly restrict what you can use in the future.
Oh, yeah, you'll just take her apart and look at her guts for
And besides, if Lisa bolts Renzo's her eye in the sky, he'll know where she goes.
That is not my art specifically.
All right. So you guys make your approach to the house then?
Yeah.
As you get close to it, you notice that every single light is on in this place. I mean, it's late at night, and it's like she's turned on every light, including the porch lights and the back porch lights.
she's scared.
Everything's lit up. All the curtains have been pulled close, okay, tight. And as you get closer, you're pretty sure you hear loud music playing.
I'm definitely still approaching from the rooftop, whether or not the rest of the group wants to come in, just knock and be nice. I'm going to head over to the back door, and I'm just going to wait to see what happens and step in.
Jerome, where are you going?
Well, I'm going to play it straight. Like, I mean, she probably isn't expecting to be found, but it would definitely spook me if someone snuck up on me.
So you're going to the front door?
Yep. Let's ring the
And,
bell or whichever.
And Simone?
I believe that we'll get further with a kind word and a gun than just a kind word. Or
So
just
front
a
door
gun.
for you?
So front door.
And Augustina?
Front door, but I'm going to cast Mask Self first.
Okay. So
What's
roll.
that do?
Yeah, tell the rest of the class.
Makes me invisible to... it hides the fact that I am at all magical. And makes me just another mook hired for this operation. Or whatever. Someone innocent they roped in.
So roll your magic lore for that spell, which is, I believe, Demon Hunter, okay? And add your relevant attribute.
All right. Oh, not that one. Right on.
So you got 7?
No, I got 8.
Okay, so you're just above it, yeah. All right, so yeah, you can manage to, cast that and, help hide your mask your actual true self.
I don't actually have that much magic, so I'll just make a note of that.
So, Renzo, you're sneaking around the back. What's your stealth?
Let me double check. I believe
Okay.
I have it. My stealth is 2d6.
Okay, so roll 2d6, add your reflexes.
I got a 6 and a 1, so I'll take the 6. I'll take a 9. By the way, in this game, if I choose to, can I take the lower die if I need to fail to something, in a party member or something?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I got a 9.
9, okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're being somewhat stealthy. You're not sure if whoever's inside is more observant or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys knock on the door, and nobody answers.
Do we hear anybody moving around over the loud music that is going on?
Roll your observation plus your willpower.
13.
You only have to beat a 5. She's not being very stealthy. So I'm sure everyone got that then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's mostly people in front. You would hear and probably see her. She's peeking out one of the curtains, just barely, and you hear like, oh, shit, and like that, and she ducks back, okay?
I
And you
actually
hear
want to
like,
check to see if the back door is unlocked.
it's locked.
Okay.
And as you're doing that, okay, make your observation, Renzo.
Sure. What stat?
Oh, for that, willpower.
Willpower, so 10.
Okay, so you make it just enough. You hear her footsteps coming to the back door, okay, and you hear her unlocking it, okay?
Okay. I'm going to be casting, I will cast Dragon Skin on myself as she heads to the back door towards me.
Okay.
And I'm going
Roll
to...
your...
put myself, so the door's here, I'm going to put myself against that door frame, against the side, so therefore have my back against it. Okay.
I gotcha.
So
roll your spell, which is going to be Magic Lore, Warlock.
Okay.
To get your spell. You need to get a 7 or better.
Okay.
When, she's at the window and such, I just start, talking. Miss Kang, we would like to speak with you. We have some things that we think that you might be able to assist us with. It would be wonderful if you could come to the door. And just trying to entice her that we sound somewhat friendly.
Do you have Persuasion?
I do.
Roll that and add your Charisma.
And I also knocked 2 target number off of it because she saw me.
Oh, that's right. You have good looks, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I've got an 11 and then the 2 off the target number. My D8s have been hot.
Mm-hmm.
My D6s have been pretty good. I mean, then again, I keep rolling multiple, so chances get better,
That's why proficiency actually can matter sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So you hear a pause at the door back there, Renzo, okay? The door kind of opens up. And, oh, by the way, spend your magic points for doing your spell, too, okay?
I did.
So she opens it up, and she kind of pauses in there, like... And she's like, what do you want? She yells out. Oh, and by the way, since you're back there right now, as the door opens up, you can smell a very strong smell like baked goods and pot.
Okay.
And she kind of pauses there. And she's like, what do you want? She yells out back to the front door.
We're seeking your expertise on some matters. We believe that you have some information that we are willing to trade for.
Make an appointment.
We have an appointment right now. The time is pressing. Can we please be able to speak in person at the moment, Miss Kang?
You hear her mutter, Renzo. She's like, oh, son of a bitch. She closes the door again, okay?
I'm going to try and basically use... I'm going to try and catch that door from latching
Closing.
with breeze, yeah. So I'm going to use breeze to keep it just from latching.
Nice, okay. So roll your magic lore general, or petty magic, and add your relevant, which for you is intelligence.
9.
Oh yeah, easily. Blows it, just as about to do it, kind of bumps it back open. And she obviously doesn't notice it. And
by the way, when we cast, are we, D&D casting of this, or...
You're using hand gestures, a word or two, so yes, it doesn't matter. Unless, of course, you have the talent that helps you out with that. Now, I forgot, did you guys actually look over your talents? Do they make sense to you? Now, talents, when you build your character, you'll have ones that are relevant to your archetype and only open to your archetype, and you have general ones. I believe most of you have 2 from your archetype specific and 2 general. Okay?
That's what mine look like.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Can I have a spell basically ready to be completed as soon as she opens the door?
Yep, you can always say you're prepping and holding a spell. So which one you holding?
Charm.
Charm. Okay, so roll that.
Okay. So that is that I use my magical or seer
Correct.
for that, and add my willpower.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, my D10 came out like it was a D8, so that's a 13.
Okay, not a problem. It's easy. You cast it, hold it just on ready, okay? And door opens up, and she's standing there, looks like in her shorts, one of those T-shirts, and those like long, kind of like cardigan sweaters. Her hair is kind of twisted up. I sent a picture over to you guys what she looks like. And she has, once again, you can smell what I described to Renzo, that smell of baked goods and pot. And her eyes are pretty bloodshot, and she's looking kind of shaky, and she's holding a butcher knife, and she says, "You better not be screwing around with me."
Well, first of
And
all,
she looks over at the other two, which is Jerome and Augustina, who look like some tough people. She's like,
My
"I've had a
foot's
bad
in the
day."
doorway.
happy 420.
Nice. She kind of backs up when you do that. She says, "I mean it." She pulls out her cell phone. "I'll call the police."
Okay.
We just want to talk. Like,
Finish the spell off on her.
I'm going to
Okay.
step in through the back door at this point and go into her kitchen and whatnot.
All right. So you're casting you're throwing the charm on her, right?
Yeah, so
Okay,
make
so
an
she got resist.
oppositional roll using
Yeah.
charm plus willpower.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a 13 total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. She almost beat it. Okay. Rolled pretty high, but she just get past this charmer, and she kind of just eases up a little bit, like,
I assure
Listen.
you, we are on the up and up. May we come in? And I'm just going to basically start coming in like we were just invited.
"Okay." She says, "Just close the door quickly." She steps back, and about then you hear like an alarm go off. She says, "Oh, hold on a second." She runs to the kitchen, and you see her pull out, looks like a pan of cookies, and she's okay, good. And she pulls up her blunt, just takes a hit. She comes back in. She says, "I've had a really crappy day, so can you make this fast?"
Did she spot me? Because, like I said, I came in the back door at that.
Were you stealthing?
Oh, yeah, I was stealthing and I was trying to basically go into one of the
Roll your
side
stealth.
rooms. Sure.
Roll your stealth.
I rolled a 9, I think.
But she only got a 7, so you beat her observation.
Okay.
So she doesn't notice you. So are you going to one of the side rooms, or are you going upstairs?
I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay, gotcha. I'll get to you in a second.
No problem.
So she comes back in. She says, "Okay, I just had a really bad day. So what do you guys want?"
I'm already sitting in the living room.
Okay.
define a bad day.
Well, seeing someone heinously murdered, that'll pretty much blow your day there. And when you see it's not just murder. It's like, what the hell kind of murder? Like, did I just see things wrong? Am I tripping on something? I wasn't torched up before, but I am now. Because I got to come down from this, because this is just, holy crap. It's just,
We would like your footage of the incident, please, Miss Kang.
why? It's awful. I've seen some awful stuff in my life. I mean, my job is not great, it's not pretty, and I see some crappy stuff that makes me dislike humanity, but this ain't humanity. This is
We are here.
evil shit.
We just want to find the evil shit.
Yes, we are here to restore the humanity.
Well, how about some sanity? Because right now I've just lost it all, I swear.
I believe that you are medicinally dealing with that issue currently. If you do wish for other options, perhaps I may be able to help you.
Hey, I'm not into heroin, she says.
I do not believe chemicals are the solution.
They're not bad, but I don't believe in them. Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible.
Like my friend Augustina said, think of us as janitors that clean up the bad shit.
I don't know, this guy, what he did, he'd rip all of you apart. just, I don't know how he did that. That poor man, what he did to him. Oh, it's awful. Yeah, I have the footage. It's upstairs in my office. I was gonna erase it, but I don't know. I'm contemplating packing up, just moving out of town for a while. I don't know. Just this is far beyond what I was paid to be done.
Well,
My
what
job
are you
was
paid to do, Miss Kang?
I really shouldn't be saying, but then again, who the hell cares right now at this point? I was hired by a rival company to spy. Had cameras planted here and there, and one of which was the boardroom. There was some activity there, so it was recording. And as usual, I go in to find it all, clean it up, send it to my employer so they can see it. Well, of course, I have to look at this stuff. Then I see this guy just talking to somebody normally, and you hear what they're talking about, and then all of a sudden he just does some crazy crap. I mean, just his arms just grow like there's some sort of animal arms, and then he just gets this outrageous strength and throws him on the table and just pins him and just tears him open. She's like starting to cry, and she says, I just couldn't look anymore. It was awful. The worst part is that
I
you
will
couldn't hear the
stand
guy
up
scream.
and hug her as
Yeah.
she's doing this.
Oh, she's trembling. She's just like one of those nervous chihuahuas kind of trembling, you know? It's just like that.
So, I have telepathy, which allows me to move through someone's mind to search for things. Can I also use it to try and basically kind of ease her mind and,
Yeah.
bring her
Yeah, because
down
basically,
from this?
yeah, when there's telepathy, you're also kind of communicating back in there, and you could try and be that kind of subtle, calming voice, maybe implanting images in her head of something calm. You know, you can do that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, yeah, I'll go ahead and let John basically take her, and then I'll, behind her back while she's talking, drop telepathy.
So roll your telepathy. Tell me how well you get it.
So,
Just need to beat a 10.
I have got a 12.
Not a problem. You can get in there pretty easily, and kind of plant some calming thoughts and images in her head, and she's starting to kind of calm down a little bit. So meanwhile, upstairs, while you guys are doing that, Renzo, you see, it looks like her main bedroom. You see like a spare bedroom, and then you see her office. And you can tell she definitely works in industrial espionage, specifically the computer realm. Okay, and she's got several different monitors, and there's one that's frozen, locked on with that image of you see the dead guy there, and you see this guy over him, and he looks like. Well, actually, I'm going to show you what it looks like here.
Does he look like Peter that I know?
He does not.
Okay.
So we'll just call him David. So you see this guy who's polished, obviously well-to-do, but his arms now have just like transformed into these bestial, black, hairy, clawed, bestial-looking arms. And he just takes the guy and slams him there, pins him, rips him open, starts doing the divination on his entrails, and then once he's done, he just takes off.
Okay. Looking around this room, do I see any signs that she's a practitioner?
No. You can tell she is. There's no hint of anything. Yeah, she's a practitioner of some other alchemy.
She's mundane. Okay.
Yeah. So.
I'm going to actually at that point, in case she's found out as having been caught seeing this, I'm going to just subtly leave some protection runes along her window frames in her bedroom and on her door, just as a little bit of protection for her.
Gotcha. Okay.
And,
all right.
If I start hearing her come up the stairs, I'm going to hide in the closet for the moment.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, downstairs, she's calmed down and she says, "Well, I can show you the information if you want. Come upstairs."
That would be most excellent.
She goes upstairs. You guys follow behind her, and you see her office. And now, Alice, you said, or Renzo, you're in a different room. You said, right?
I'm gonna, if I'm done by the time they're coming up, I would have moved on to a different room. If I was still in the same room, I would have hid in the closet. I did
No
want.
problem.
Okay. And I did want to, with that information there, I wanted to see if history or streetwise or police sciences or anything, any of my knowledges could identify the man that I saw on the picture.
Mm. Not the circles you run with.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, but you can tell because of your affluency. This guy's suit he's wearing, it ain't under $1,000.
Okay.
We're talking some high-end custom tailor stuff.
Okay.
He is polished from head to toe.
At that point, as soon as that happens, then I am going to try and rewind a couple times to see if I can catch the cufflinks.
On him?
Yes, on him. Because when, for suits like that, oftentimes they'll wear custom cufflinks, and if I can get a glimpse of that, I may be able to try and track down some information about the person.
Actually, make a observation roll.
Sure.
And add your willpower.
Sure. I fail. I could not get the frame.
Yeah, moving too much. I mean, it's just not.
That's fine.
Maybe some leaf is in the way because it was hidden in a ficus tree.
Yep.
So you're not sure.
Okay.
I mean, but you do know that it's a custom tailor suit. So.
Does it look like a particular maker that I could recognize?
Make an observation.
Okay. Much better. That's a 9.
You do notice in the video, before he poured the drink, he even took his coat off. And when he did, he, of course, took it off, and you see the inside part, because they always put their label of who they are. Right. Okay? And you see the name Rosenberg. And make an IQ save, which is a D10 plus your IQ.
Okay.
You want to get a 12 or better.
IQ being my int?
Actually, no, for you, it'd be a 9 or better because you run that circle. Your intelligence, yeah.
Okay.
And roll a D10.
I got a 13.
Yeah, you know this. He's a custom tailor. He's by appointment only.
Okay.
You don't just roll in there and say, "Hey, make me a suit." No, you make an appointment, and then he makes your suit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good to know.
All right, so you guys get up there, and Renzo's hidden. And she.
Yeah, I'm in the bedroom at this point or something, far away.
She
Renzo's
rewinds.
at the back of the house, as far as we know, or on top of the roof, something.
So she rewinds the whole scene, and when she does, she hits play and she says, "I'm just going to turn around and just close my eyes. I don't want to see this again."
Now, she made some mention to audio, right?
She did, and she hands you the headphones because she doesn't want to hear it.
Awesome.
So who's listening to it?
I'll take one of the headphones.
Did I catch anything on the headphones? On the audio?
Yeah, I'll repeat what so everyone can hear it. So basically, he comes in there, and they obviously know each other. They apparently Felix is the one who called the meeting, and he's talking to David. He says, "David," he says, "we got a problem." He says, "We got to stop the manufacturing." He says, "Why? What do you say?" He says, "Well, I know we have our people who do tests on the meds. And sometimes it's good to have somebody independent do a test on something random to make sure things are fine and pure. Well, they came across an anomaly, and I didn't like it because it couldn't be identified. And I had a hard time really identifying it, so I had another sample taken. And it was found in that as well, too. So I had to really search out. And there's some guy that I found out who actually was able to identify what this is. Now, I went to go talk to him, And what he told me scared me. Something called Fey dust is being put into this medicine. I mean, the way he was describing this, I didn't really believe it, but if someone's put something in there with some kind of intent, what if it's actually poisonous? I mean, good God, this is children's vaccines. And you see, about that point, Dave's like, maybe we should stop it. You're right. I'm glad you caught this. Here, why don't you have a drink, okay? He says, I know it's been rough on you. And he says, it has. And he takes a drink, and he's trying to calm him down, and you see David patting his back, while the other hand is, you tell, is doing some sort of conjuration of something. About then, you see Felix's mouth cover over. He starts to go into a panic. That's when you see David's hands change into bestial things. Takes the guy, slams him on the table, pulls out from his jacket these knives, and starts pinning him there. And starts to proceed to do the horrific deed of ripping open his insides and doing this spell to interrogate him in his own entrails. Once he's done, turns around, grabs his coat, transforms his hands back, and grabs his coat, and then leaves.
Not actually rolling to, well, it'd be awful to see. I have supernatural snitch where 3 times, well, charisma times per session, I can get information, get someone who knows something.
I love that talent. That's a great one.
But I would like to burn one of them to suggest someone who can help Lisa. That's
okay.
it. Just
Help
if she
help
needs to
her
talk.
mentally, like a therapist type thing?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you know somebody named Andre.
Yeah, I'm just going to write Andre's name and a number on a piece of paper because it's got to be around. And I'll say, I'm not forcing you to do anything, but if you need someone to talk to, this guy's good.
One of the things about Andre is he actually has an ability to reprogram someone's mind limitedly. And basically, he can make her forget certain graphic details and maybe change the storyline a little bit.
I'm not going to tell her that.
No, but you could tell Andre to do that.
I could. I refused it when he offered it to me, but, you know.
But you already know stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes.
No, it's a good idea, Augustina. Witnessing a murder is one thing. Witnessing a murder you can't possibly understand is completely different.
Oh, yeah. Something diabolic like that? That's going to mess with you. So, okay, so she finishes showing you that. She says, I don't know if that's going to help you or not. She says, but something has to be done. And I'm worried these people are going to find out they know about me. I need to leave town, I think.
Do you have a getaway plan? Do you have anything set up for that already?
Well, I always do, because in my line of work I do industrial espionage just in case I get burned. I have to be able to go somewhere. So, yeah, I have fallback places.
Good. I would definitely advise that even though that you are paid to monitor this, that this should not go to your employer.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't. I'm just going to tell them there's a technical glitch and I didn't get anything.
Excellent.
Besides, this won't help further what they're doing anyways. At this point, I'm ready to give their money back and just say, screw it, I'm done with this.
Are you familiar with who this David is? You've been monitoring this company.
Yeah, after I was done, after seeing that, I recalled seeing him before, and I looked it up. His name is David Hunter. He's actually one of the board members. He has a significant amount. Him and Felix both do.
Well, so, as my compatriots have said, we are to clean this situation up. So, what is it that we can do for you right now, Miss Kang?
Nothing. I mean, I'm just gonna leave town, like I said. Just make sure they don't find out about me.
Our lips are all sealed.
Oh gosh, just like that poor man. She just recalls. Gets teary-eyed again. She says, well,
I don't have the charisma for this. You go ahead.
she says, I appreciate you coming and helping out. She says, just, I don't know if you can stop this man. This beast, whatever he is. He can't be human if he can do that. I don't see how anybody can do that. But, yes, here's my information in case you need to contact me. And if you can, let me know if you're successful. That might give me some peace of mind.
By all means. And I will give her basically a setup, number that doesn't directly track back to me. But,
Like a burner phone?
Yeah. If you do need assistance, by all means, you are welcome to contact us.
I will. Thank you.
And while I'm like I write that down and pass to her, I'm also going to basically slip her, a burner credit card that's got a bunch of money on it for her, and I'll burn a scene point for that.
Okay, cool. She thanks you. All right, so you guys gonna leave then, or what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lorenzo?
Yes,
That's
I'm gonna
all.
be leaving.
Yeah, here you go.
Before
Subtle, if we can.
before I completely leave the grounds, though, I am going to do one more thing.
What's that?
I am going to divine whether she is in danger or not.
I was actually thinking of doing the same thing as after we walked out.
Yeah, roll your augury.
Sure. 2 to 10. That is an 11.
Okay. From what you can tell, you don't really feel any kind of dangers landed on her doorstep here.
Okay.
Thankfully, her camera was not noticed.
Okay.
Because of that, the assailant didn't know she was there. She just happened to witness a horrible crime and didn't get caught seeing it.
Okay.
So she dodged a bullet.
Okay. I will meet up with the group.
Okay. All right. So what now, guys?
Well, what I'm worried about is that the guy that Felix talked to was Peter, and that Hunter knows it's Peter now. So
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys were contemplating going to see Peter, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think we were doing it with urgency rather than complication at this point.
Yeah, because you know that he potentially could be taken out because obviously David, who now know who he is, did something terrible and found out who was involved, and he may have found out that this guy's already talking to Peter, and Peter is in the know. Peter deals with all kinds of people, shady and legitimate.
Yeah.
So those of you who have Streetwise, who roll it again, see if you know where he's operating out of.
Sure.
Yay! One of my good skills.
And
I don't, and earlier I failed my alchemy check to even know who he was. So.
What do you want me to add to this, Mickey? Like
Intelligence.
I'm at an 8.
10.
7 plus 3, 10.
Okay, good. So, yeah, you guys know where he lives. He lives over in Queens. He has a florist shop, which it is a legitimate florist shop during the day. But in the back is where he deals in a lot of his alchemy things. He even has his own greenhouse where he grows certain special things. He also lives above. So pretty much he lives there, eats there, breathes there, shits there, So works there. So that's where he resides at. And his type of business, yeah, he'll be burning the midnight oils because sometimes he gets guys coming by late at night who might, have been in some sort of supernatural altercation, I should say, and got messed up or something like that. He might have some sort of a healing salve, so.
So, on our way, I'm going to, download the information I discovered while I was while I was sneaking around, and say, tell them about the tailor, that the tailor is a by appointment only tailor, Manchego, something.
Rosenberg.
Rosenberg. Sorry, yeah.
We got a name. Do your
Manchego is his first name.
Yeah, Manchego's his first name. Manchego Rosenberg. And I've got,
Yeah.
and I run in the circle so I can get us an appointment if needed. I
We
got
got his name. We have Hunter's name. Do your Google Hoodoo and get us an address.
Okay, well, I will actually with David Hunt. Once they download me on David Hunter being his name, I will actually at that point try to find out.
You were in a closet when she said that was his name.
Oh, that's true. I would have heard it. That's true. Cool.
We're not talking about his sexuality here.
So yeah, that's true. I was in the closet. I overheard it. So, for David Hunter, would I be able to do computer, or can I even do history? Because I run in the circles, and now that I know that, friend of a friend, 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
I thought we were on the way to Peter's right now.
Yes.
You are.
Okay.
I think Peter is the urgent one,
Mhm.
but as soon as we've
Smartphone.
made sure that Peter is okay, we gotta. The best place to start is Hunter's house. I doubt the cult actually meets there, but
So you want to? Wait, I'm confused. Did you say you
we're
wanted to go
going
to
to
Hunter?
Peter's place.
We're
We're going to
Peter's
Peter's place. I want to know where Hunter lives because there will be important stuff.
Well, somebody like David Hunter is not going to have his address privately listed.
No, but my plan is, like I said, when I'm researching, see if I know anybody. Social network for the win. Go to Facebook. See if I
Gotcha.
have a friend of a friend who's his friend, or a friend of a friend that
Okay.
knows his secretary or his personal assistant.
So you and Simone both run in the rich people circles.
Yep.
So in this case here, it's less about a skill, more about just who you might know. So in this case here, I'm going to say roll a d10,
Okay.
add your charisma,
Okay.
and let's see how well you guys get, you two.
I believe.
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah. I have a 7 plus 3. That's 10. But I thought I had something about. Oh, nope. Never mind. Okay, that doesn't
Okay.
apply.
You guys would need a 12 to be in his circle, or at least know people in his circle. Now, if you want to, you can spend one of these to give you a +5.
I'll spend it.
Okay, what's your scene points you have right now?
I had 3. I just spent 1. I'm down to 2.
I'll blow it out.
Before you guys doing that, okay, I meant to tell you, since we've advanced the story to where we're at right now, give yourselves one more scene point.
Okay.
So if you have, say, 3, you have 4. Now, if you already have 6, you can't go beyond 6. 6 is your max you can have.
Okay. And Brandon, what did you say?
I can use it. Currently, I'll be at 5 with that
blow
bonus
it.
that we just got.
And you'll get the
Okay.
DC when you do it, so you'll do it.
Okay. All right, so you got it. And, yeah, as far as, let's see.
He knows Sadie Marsh, his wife. Wife.
Well,
bridesmaid.
Yeah, he, David's never been married happily.
Okay.
So I would say
Business with my parents or something like that, because that's where the wealth comes from.
maybe you have a cousin, okay, who deals with Myers-Knudsen International, okay? And they would actually have access to probably know who he is, where he lives, all that kind of stuff. They've probably been to his, any social gathering he may have been involved in. So, yeah, it's your cousin Sophia, okay?
Okay.
So you can contact her to find out.
It occurs to me suddenly that being a demon hunter, being a delivery person in New York City is a great way to eventually get access to all these buildings where people might be. I'm just realizing that it'd be a lovely bit of background. You've already found someone, so I don't need to blow it on that, but that would do it.
Okay, so you know your cousin Sophia probably know. So on your way to see Peter, are you guys going to try and contact Sophia in this late hour?
Well, we got to Peter Lorre's place. Boris, was
Boris,
it?
yeah.
That was like midnight. Then you cooked,
Mm-hmm.
and
So you're
we
looking at about
ate.
1:30 in the morning right now, probably at best.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's later. So no, I'm not
Yeah.
calling Sophia right now.
Really? I thought she was a social media maven. She'd be up and at the party at the Hamptons.
That's not the way that my family made its money.
All right, so straight to Peters. So you guys arrive in Queens, and you see his place. The open sign is off. Doesn't mean he's really closed. There are some lights on the inside there, and some lights on the top floor where he lives. And there's even a back entrance for people who are in the know and want to seek his other kinds of things rather than just getting florist goods. So, where are you guys going?
What about a fire escape up to the upper floor?
Yeah, he does have one. Yeah.
Okay.
Back entrance, I'm thinking.
Yeah, in the no entrance sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
they'll take the in the know. I think I'm going to split again, and I'm going to go up to the top of that fire escape in case he tries to duck out the back way.
I gotcha. Okay.
While they're heading out, I'm actually, once I pull the car over, I'm going to go ahead and trance out for an augury about the location.
Okay. Roll your augury. Add your willpower.
9.
9. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of seeing some bad omens here. I mean, and this is not a bad omen where something sooner or later bad's going to happen. This is more like a building, like you hear the freight train coming down the tracks, and it's going to be here soon type urgency.
Okay.
Okay.
And does it feel like it's going to be here or here?
No, here, as in this immediate location, as in where Peter's residing.
Okay.
This man is in trouble, and he doesn't even know it. So, Renzo, you're sneaking up the stairs on the fire escape. Roll your stealth. Tell me how well you get it.
I got a 5 plus my dex, plus my reflex. 8.
8. Okay. By the way, Renzo, what is your talents you have?
My talents are I have a bloodline benefit that I cast Dragon Flame at a neg 1 TN. I am a spell slinger, which means that once per game I can cast 2 spells at the same time. Without the multi-action penalty. I have esoteric knowledge, so I've studied the arcane so deeply that I have access to 2 other areas of magic. I can select from 2 additional archetype lists. On my list that you provided me, I only could find 1 based on when I was going through the list, and then I have the petty, so I don't know what my third is based on that information.
But, and one more question.
And I have petty magic.
What's the spells you have?
The spells I have are Dragon Flame, Dragon Skin, Heal Self, Divination, and Flight.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so what'd you roll for your stealth?
Oh, I rolled an 8.
8, okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're stealth up the stairs, okay? And get to the top.
Oh, actually, I also have Alarm, which wasn't in the translated document of what you did.
Okay.
So I need to go look up Alarm.
Don't worry about it. I already know what that does. Actually, what I need you to do, I need you to roll magic lore. No. Or your observation.
Okay.
Plus willpower.
Sure thing. Boxcars. So that is a 10.
You rolled 2 1s?
No, I rolled boxcars. 6 6.
Oh, boxcars. Sorry, my Snake Eyes is boxcar. That's okay. Yeah. What's your skill on there? Is it a D6 or is it
D6? Yeah.
Okay. By the way, if you roll on your dice, whether it's a D6, D8, D10, and if you have more than 1 dice, means you have to have at least 2 dice or 3 dice you're rolling. If you roll highest on 2 or more dice, it's considered a critical success.
Oh, okay. I critically successed.
Yeah, so before you even step or even grab those things there, you're like, whoa. You just kind of look at this and you can almost, you think that there's something etched in one of the steps there.
Fly. Bypass.
And, well, you actually notice exactly what it is.
Okay.
It is someone's etched in there and enchanted this steps with an alarm spell.
Ah, okay.
So if you had stepped on there, you would like, he would like,
A spell I have.
right.
Okay,
So
I'm
you
gonna
recognize it.
right. So I'm gonna bypass it by flying up instead, making
Okay,
sure
so
that I don't land anywhere with the alarm spell.
roll your spell for that.
Sure.
Okay. And you need a 7 or better for that one. That's a pretty easy one.
Yeah, it's really easy for me. Made it.
And then you spend your
Yep,
magic points.
already did. It's very cheap too,
It is, yeah.
but only works for a turn at a time. So.
Turn or a scene?
A turn. I realized that after I said that I was flying in the opening thing, which didn't matter,
Yeah.
but it says a
yeah.
turn.
It's okay.
But it is pretty cheap.
So you fly up there and just kind of looking at it, or what?
Okay. Flying up there, and I'm going to make sure that I'm landing on a spot that isn't alarm spelled.
Well, you can land on the roof. There's a roof access.
Am I gonna? Oh, he has a roof access. Yeah, but I want to be able to get out. I'm trying to cover his exit if he's trying to leave through the.
We could literally just hang at the top of the roof there, or just sit on top there, and just get him jump down to there. It's not a huge leap.
Then I'll do that. Yeah, and worst case, I can fly down to that when that time comes. But yeah, I'm just
Sure.
trying to cover the fire escape.
Okay. So meanwhile, the rest of you guys are heading to the back door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those two are. I'm still in the car.
That's right. Okay, so you two go to the back door, and are you just going to walk in through the back entrance, or are you guys going to knock on it?
We had to realize what standard procedure. Do we knock? Do people just walk in and conduct business, or do they knock? What's
the
standard?
back? Usually for here, you walk inside. He has it unlocked. You can walk inside and conduct business.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do then.
Well, you
we
open
walk
the door.
in? Mm-hmm. We walk in defensively, right? We don't just sort of go through. One of us goes through, then the other. That sort of thing.
So you trail in one at a time?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the person behind is covering, but yeah, covering them.
Okay. You're not brandishing weapons, are you?
No.
Okay.
Who needs to brandish weapons?
You've got your hands out, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm not weapons. Yet.
So you guys walk inside. In the back here, it is definitely a greenhouse. You see all kinds of plants, normal, some a little more exotic. It has that kind of warm, steamy, kind of humid atmosphere, very earthy smell. You smell also various incense burning, a few other things burning. And there's even this kind of mist that's kind of just flowing around the floor, okay? And it's not just a white mist. It's almost kind of almost like a purplish mist. And you also see like shelves, in some areas it has certain potions and certain components and things like that. And you see Peter, I sent you the image there before, he's wearing, looks like some sort of tie-dyed Hawaiian shirt, okay? It's a weird combination of things. And he looks at you guys like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to my place. How can I help you?
Hey, Peter. Well, actually here to warn you, Peter. You might be in danger that you don't know about.
Oh, come on, man. You can tell me the Hermetic Order's after me again or something? I mean, come on. I've been pretty good. I've been handed over a lot of information, especially that chick Amber. She's such a bitch. She needs to unwind somehow, man. And speaking of unwinding, you big guy look like you can unwind some. I got something for you.
Yeah, we're here about David Hunter.
David Hunter.
One of the guys
I know
who
that
sold
name,
you.
man.
The name that's more important to you is Felix Chandler.
Oh, super nice guy, man. I liked him. He pays really good. But I had some bad news to give him. So I had to give him something else, kind of calm him down some, because I don't think he really took it too well, man. But anyways, so what were you saying?
Well, David got your name from Felix. And
Who's David?
He's the guy that's coming to be a problem for you. So
oh, that's not good.
You got someplace safe other than here?
Oh Oh, he's not coming here and breaking my stuff, man. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff. It's great. I mean, you should see the roots are taking off over here, man. It's great. When they get in full, woo, it's great.
He's probably going to break your stuff and then break you. So,
Oh, man. Why? What'd I do? Did I sell something bad? I don't think I saw anything bad lately.
guys
I
like
think,
that, they just want to see the world burn.
I think it's the information you gave to Felix that's the problem. I think he's going to.
Oh, by the Fey Dust.
That's the one.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's some bad stuff, man. Because I think whoever's using it, this guy did some really bad stuff. When I told him about what it could do and stuff like that, he seemed really panicked. So that's not about kids, which is not really cool because you should never hurt kids, man. Never hurt kids. So, crap, man. I gotta pack up my stuff. Shit, what am I gonna take? Where do I go? I can go to Larry's. No, Larry's a mooch, man. He'll want something off me. Oh,
We'll get you into the car right now, actually.
about then. Simone, you're out there sitting in the car just looking around or doing something?
I'm gonna take my alchemical thing and see. Are we sensing it? So.
You're not sensing that. But as you're looking at that and trying to see if you're sensing that, roll your observation and tell me how well you get it.
I have a 12.
It's a pretty good roll there. Let's see. Oop. Okay. Let me roll for these guys. 12, you say?
12, yep.
Okay, so you see a pack of bums coming down the street. And looks like there is 7 of them. And, they don't look too happy. Look pretty cantankerous, mean, and you're pretty sure that they're here we go. Sorry, just yeah, they look like they're they mean some bad stuff here. And matter of fact, some of them are carrying it's like clubs, maybe a knife, a pistol, and they're just kind of as they get closer to the house, you see them all of a sudden they start sprinting and spreading out.
As I'm seeing them approach, and one way or another, whether they were concerned with this or not, I wanted to try and drop a charm. So my charm, though, has 3 ranges listed. One's 5 yards. I'm definitely not that range.
Nope.
10 yards, maybe. But 25 yards long range sounds probably like where I'm first spotting them.
Yeah.
And so what is the effective range on casting that spell?
Okay, so it's going to affect the target number by 3. So as far as doing that, it's going to basically add the difficulty, what you need to get, or at least give them a modifier in their favor in 3. So in this case here, if you're trying to charm, you'd roll that, okay? You would subtract 3 from your total, okay? And they have to, beat that in their save. Now,
Gotcha.
but this is not a mass charm, it's an individual charm. Okay?
Yeah.
And charm doesn't really so much mind control them, but just kind of, just charms into, what I mean? So
they will be theoretically more predisposed to like me and possibly listen to things
or
I'll say.
or at least not want to hurt you.
Yep.
So, are you trying to target someone as you see this?
Do I see any obvious leader?
Let's see. Do you have the talent read person?
No.
Okay. Let's make an observation roll.
Sure.
Add your willpower.
That's a 12 again.
There's one guy who seems like he might be in the lead.
Okay.
Although, I don't know, he seems a little more cognitive than the other ones. And, by the way, make an observation roll.
That is only a 10.
You notice that he's got some things dangling off of him. And at first, it can be misconstrued as just attached garbage and things like that, but you think that he might be covered in certain kind of makeshift talismans made from garbage.
So yeah, I want to. I'll try targeting him. Can I get him when he's at medium range?
You can try to. He's moving
Okay.
pretty fast.
Feel free to text us, if you can.
I was about to give you guys just a little update. If my thing went off, then I saw these guys, and I don't know if I've got the time. So,
Kind of hard
Probably
to when
not.
you're making hand gestures and texting at the same
Yeah.
time.
exactly. My car will probably text for me though. All right. So, is this a seer or a general lore that I'm rolling?
Wait, which one were you doing again?
Charm. So would this be magic
Charm.
lore seer
That's
or general?
Seer.
Seer. Okay. Oh, that is horrible. So I came out with a 7, so that would only be a 4. What options do I have when I roll bad?
This is. You could try and burn a scene point. Hope you get it, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't waste it.
Yeah.
This is gonna bounce right back to you. One, he's a little stronger willed than the other ones. Okay, and you kind of get the feeling he's got some protections on him.
Yeah.
Okay. So I
still mark off the cost, right?
Yeah, and let me see how observant he is. Oh, he's actually much more observant. He kind of shoots a look and just kind of motions over towards the car, and two guys break off, and looks like they pull out pistols.
Okay.
So the other ones break towards the back, including the lead one. Renzo, you see this. Okay?
Okay.
So why don't we do this? This way we can kind of do in turn order, even though some guys don't really know what's going on yet. We can still do a turn order type thing. Mm-hmm. So the way you do combat...
I'm going to say, Siri, message the team, trouble incoming.
There we go then. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d8, add your reflexes.
Okay.
And some people might have certain advantages that might help out, talents I should say, that can help out. Okay? So I've already rolled my bad guys up here, so I already got them. So I'll need a head count of who's got what for initiative.
I'm on a 9.
If you don't understand this, 9, okay?
7.
7, okay. Anyone higher than a 9?
No, I got a 9 though.
I'm 3 ways high. Roll on 9.
Wow, okay. So the 9s, who has the highest reflex?
I have a 3.
4.
I also have a 3.
Okay, so 4 is Augustina. So go first, okay. And then Renzo and Jerome, okay. You guys
both have 3s.
Okay, but both of you roll a d12. Okay.
You want me to roll a d12?
Yeah, both of you. Highest one goes first.
Sure.
Above that.
I don't have a d12 out, so.
Okay.
I'll leave it to him.
Okay.
I'll grab out a die. He gets initiative.
Okay then. So Jerome, Renzo, and then Simone. What'd you get?
7. Yeah, 7.
Okay.
That was so long ago. I had to remember.
Okay, so Augustina, you go first. When you see this text come through, you hear it chime off. Maybe you have like a little, smart watch.
Right. You tell me it will probably use up my whole action, but I'm going to actually cast a spell, Hardened Skin, because I think something is about to go down.
Yep, that would be a wise assumption there. So roll Hardened Skin, which is going to be under General Magic Lore, or Magic Lore of General. Roll that.
Really? You couldn't let me roll the 2d10. You had to make me roll the 2d8.
Well,
Okay.
because hard skin falls under general.
Okay. Fortunately, one of them was a 7. The other was a 1, so I'm glad I have 2 of them.
You got it.
7 plus int, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, or is it reflexes? No, it's probably int because it's general.
But no, actually for you, because the way you're trained, it's based off your stat. So the stat that you're linked to, okay?
So it's reflexes. So that would be 11.
Okay, not a problem. So you do your thing, gesture, say something, spend your magic points, and boom, you are protected for how many points does it protect you for?
Okay. You gain +3 protection to all hit locations.
There you go.
Does not stack with itself, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
can wear armor over.
Got it. All right, so you're doing that then. Okay. So, Jerome, you obviously are next, and you see this.
Yeah,
so what are you going to do?
I'm going to react similarly, getting ready for a fight. I will cast Armor of the Gods.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so roll yours, which is actually that one falls under grunt.
Yeah, and I'm adding my strength, right?
For you, yes, that's.
I'm at an 11.
Okay, no problem. So you cast that up, and your armor of the gods, I think, is +5 protection, right?
Yeah, +5 protection.
Nice. Okay, so, okay, so Renzo, you go next.
Alice, you're not talking.
Huh?
Thanks. Sorry, I had my boom mic up. So I see people approaching the van, right? Our car?
Well, 2 people are approaching. The other
5.
5, yeah, are breaking up down towards the back area.
Okay. I am going to go and try and save our good seer in the car. So I am now going to trigger my once per game spell slinger. And I am going to run across the rooftop that I am at towards the car's direction. And then I'm going to take a flying leap, casting flight off the roof. And as I'm coming down, I'm going to dragon flame the 2 guys that are coming up on our car. And I'm going to land on the top of our car.
Wow. Okay. Jerry Bruckheimer just directed that part, didn't he?
So,
okay, let's break this down. Mm-hmm. Let's break this down. First action is what?
So as I'm moving and flying into the air.
So make your flying spell.
Sure. I've already spent my 2 points. And I am casting 2d10. Mm-hmm. And look, I didn't flub. So we're good. I cast that.
Okay.
Now I'm going to cast...
Since you have Spellslinger, you don't have a modifier for your second action, which is good because it means cast a spell makes it even harder, okay?
Correct.
So your next spell is which one?
My next one is Dragon Flame. I'm going to cast all 4 points of it.
Ooh, barbecue. Okay, so roll your
my
Dragon
seer's
Flame.
in danger. I got to protect her.
Are you firing at bomb number 1 or bomb number 2?
Can I basically fire at both?
Well, it's an individual shot type Dragon Flame thing?
I'll cast at number 1.
I gotcha. Now, if you used both your actions for just flaming, you can do that, but you're flying and flaming, so you're doing that. Okay, so bum number 1, okay.
Okay, bum number 1, I make my DC with ease. D10s make that easy. I'm going to do 3d6 plus 1 damage.
Okay, so now when you roll to hit, actually for him, you need to get a 9 or better, actually.
So that's a 2 hit instead of a cast roll?
Well, it's kind of all the same.
Okay, well, I got I rolled a 9 plus my 4, so that's 13.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay.
So you're flying through, cast a spell, Dragon Flame shoots down, hits this guy. Actually, for just shits and giggles, I'm using the optional hit chart, which is a little more detailed. Roll percentile, see where you hit this guy.
Oh, sure. I rolled 51.
51, that's just the torso, so you nail him probably right in the back, okay?
Okay.
So what's your damage?
I rolled 6, 5, and a 4 on damage. So that's 15, 16 damage.
Ooh! Okay.
and I land on top of the truck, on top of our car.
Make an athletics roll to see how well you stick that roll.
Sure.
landing.
I do have athletics as a skill. I rolled
Okay.
is that plus strength or reflexes?
Reflexes.
That's a 9.
Okay. So yeah, you can land it really well. You can even get fancy and do the whole superhero landing,
Well, since I can land pretty well, I'm going to try and basically land in a way that will maximize my cover against the guys on the ground.
I gotcha. All right, so the guy you hit, he is engulfed in flames, screaming at, all of his 3 coats he's wearing and his shaggy hair.
Mhm.
It's like basically burning hot garbage right now. It's awful smelling. Okay.
Okay.
And but he's still moving, but say you torched him pretty damn near to death. Okay. Okay, so Renzo, that was your go. The bums go now. Okay. Then Simone gets to go. All right, so bums. The guy on fire, he's going to try and just drop and roll and put himself out. Okay? That's all he can do. The other guy obviously sees you now as a threat because you just came flying over and barbecued his friend. He's going to take a shot at you with his pistol. Okay?
Remember, I took some cover.
You did. And he has been running, so what is your reflexes?
My reflexes is 3.
Okay, so right now he needs to normally, without any kind of modifiers, a 9 or better to hit you. But because you do have some cover, you have an 11 or better. Okay?
Okay.
So
Is that 6 plus reflexes gets you to the DC, or what?
5. 5 plus your reflexes, but her partial cover gives her +2.
And then he said he was running, so that's a -1.
So you have to roll higher than that. Okay?
Oh, okay, higher. Okay.
Yeah, so he has to get a, what did I say?
11 is what you
11.
said.
11.
11 or higher, right. All right, and his pistol skill, okay, gotcha. Okay, I got a total of 8.
Okay.
So he fires 1 shot, misses. Second shot, misses.
Dings into the
So,
car,
bam,
and
Oh yeah,
Simone's going to be mad later.
Your car's taking some damage there. Okay, so the other 5 guys who run towards the back, they just keep running. Okay. Now Simone, your go.
I am going to go ahead and let's use telekinesis to pull that gun out of his hand.
Okay, gotcha. So roll your spell.
Do I figure 300 pounds is probably going to be good for him in that gun?
I'd say if you want to take the arm along with it, maybe, sure.
Well, he's holding it, so I have to cover his weight, or else I will have no effect on it.
True. Okay, so you want to overcompensate. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm just like, does he look like he's in that 200, 250 range, or does he look like he's a real heavy guy, and I'm going to need to go to the 600?
Well, are you trying to lift him or the gun?
Well, if he's holding the gun, I have to do both.
Okay.
The way it's written.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're grabbing him. Okay. Okay, so he looks like he probably weighs about a good 200-something pounds.
Okay, so the 300 pounds should be fine. So that's going to be 5 of my points. And then I am rolling. And so will this be a... is this seer or general on the magic type?
Seer.
Seer, okay. Is this plus willpower? Oh, I think they're always plus willpower.
Yeah, for seers it is.
I've got 15.
Okay, oh yeah, no problem. Okay, and I mean, he couldn't even make a save to try and fight against that. So yeah.
I am pulling it straight up.
Okay, he's like, oh! Like, looking all confused and confounded. All right. Leader bum. Okay, the guy in the lead who's run towards the back. He's moving pretty fast. Okay, so he's leading the charge there. Okay, so Peter goes. Peter is like, oh man, shoot, what'd I do?
Get behind something.
He goes and climbs behind like some counter. Okay, Augustina, your go.
So I'm going to break a little bit down because the hit point thing came up. How many magic points did Renzo and Simone start with?
45.
40. Alice has got 45, yeah.
Yeah.
40.
I'm a
Augustina?
prodigy.
Yeah, I got like 20 total, and I've blown 9 of them. So,
okay.
you know.
I'm not that bad with my 25 then.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So my plan is I'm going to position myself to the side of the door, and the first fellow to come through is going to get an angelic blade.
Now tell me what your angelic blade is.
The angelic. I don't actually know if this is a physical thing or not, but
It's actually something you manifest.
I am going to manifest it.
Ooh, like Cyclops.
The angelic blade has stats that I don't understand, and damages anyone else who tries to use it. Demons may not heal his damage. Blade vanishes if you die. Essentially, I think for a moment, and I generate my rage at the loss of my true love, and it grows from my hand. And even though this is called an angelic weapon, I think it's probably one of the things holding me back. Nonetheless, I'm going to use it.
Groovy. All right, so you summon it. You're waiting there for, I guess, the first person charged through, so you can attack.
That's right, and blade sounds like the skill.
Okay. Jerome, what are you doing?
I am going to make sure I'm between whatever's coming through that door and Peter.
Okay.
And I will wait. Might even take the punch, because my plan is to punch whatever it is back through the door and then intimidate the rest of them that this is not a good night for them.
Is there another spell you're putting up?
Can I put up a spell and still attack?
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay. Well, let's go for broke. What happens if I go to strength 6? What does that look like? That keeps the magic points to me.
So strength 6. Oops. Here. Strength 6 would give you a plus D10.
Okay.
So instead of a D6, you have a D10.
Not a problem to cast it. So I'm currently strength 6, and I'm adding a D10 to. So that's 2d4 plus a D10 when I punch someone.
Okay, so you rolled your spell to activate Titan Strength?
Yep. I'm at a 9.
Yeah, you see Jerome's clothes get a little tighter as he just kind of bulks up, just kind of flexes, okay?
And his pants briefly take on a hue of purple.
Nice.
I figured that was coming.
Yeah, one time at, I think, Gen Con, one of our reviewers was actually at my game, made me totally nervous. He played that character, and he says, yeah, he's kind of like the magical Hulk, isn't he? I said, yeah, I kind of like that. All right, so that's what you're doing. Renzo, your go. What are you doing?
I am going to be. Yeah, I do have my mic down. I am going to be at that point turning on to the other guy that had the gun. That's got the gun being taken away from him, and I am going to Dragonfire him because
Okay.
I want to basically take him out of the fight too, since the first guy's basically out of the fight at the moment.
So you want to make him a flaming meat pinata, huh?
Yes, I do. So I'm basically at this point prone on top of the car, and I'm going to, lean over, reach out, and just start shelling.
Nice.
That sounds like something I need to go find in Tijuana somewhere.
It probably
It's the
exists.
Pyro Pinata spell.
So I got a 10
I'm
on
here
my
for
cast.
the flaming meat pinata.
Yeah.
I got a 10 on my cast, but as a reminder, I get a -1 end benefit when I cast it. So it's essentially an 11 is what I have.
Yeah, so boom.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
3d6 on him.
Okay.
Oh, you wanted percentiles to see where I hit him first, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, now unless you guys say I'm hitting center mass, like the
46.
torso. Okay, 46 as center mass, torso.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, if you don't like your damage roll, you can spend one of these to do maximum damage. You don't have to do it beforehand. You can actually do it even afterwards.
Okay, well, I rolled decent. I rolled a 6, 5, and a 2, so that's 13 damage.
13. Okay, 13 total.
Oh, 14, sorry, plus 1.
14.
14. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so he's about as bad off as his buddy who's now put himself out. He's like, ah! Unfortunately, Simone's holding him, so he can't drop and roll.
Mm-hmm. So it continues to burn.
He literally looks like a flaming meat pinata. Yes, that screams.
Okay.
Okay, so that was your go then?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Renzo went, Bums go. Okay, the guy who put himself out, he's coming to, and he's going to try and fire at you, okay?
Okay.
He's
I've got a lot of
hurting.
cover. I'm lying prone on in the car.
Not to mention, too, he's in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that fuels a little rage, too, so.
Yep.
Okay, so he will miss, but as thugs go, they can still have scene points.
Mm-hmm.
their whole group has 2 scene points.
Okay.
So as their pool, he's going to use one of their group points to spend it to get it and actually nick you.
Okay.
So let's see where he hits you at. Ooh, 0-9. That's not a good spot. That's the head. Okay. Let's
Because
see
she's
how good.
peeking over.
That's true.
It
That's
makes
true.
sense because
there
the
we
way
go.
she's
I am
flying.
looking over.
Yep. Okay. Then. Oh, you gotta be shitting me! I rolled 2 1s. I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm not spending the group point for that. They're just
Okay.
gonna do 2 points of damage, which I believe you have dragon skin on,
So-
or did you do that?
No, I didn't this fight, so I don't
Okay.
have that yet.
Okay, so you would take 2 hit points, but because it's the head, it's doubled. So
Okay,
you take
so
4 hit points.
So I took 4. He nicked me in my ear, and it's gonna be ringing for a bit. That's fine.
Yeah, although how much hit points do you have?
I have 24.
Normally you have 24.
Mhm.
So those 4 points is not 20% of your hit points, right? Or
Right.
is it?
16.6%.
Yes.
Okay. So if you took 20% of your hit points in that one hit, you'd have to make a consciousness roll.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
All right. So thankfully he did a crappy amount of damage, but it does kind of, draw some blood.
Sure.
Okay. The other guy, he can't do anything because he's just basically sitting there flaming. Okay. Doing the, Sonny Corleone dance. Okay. Okay. So the other guys, they're running back there, and they get to the back door. They burst open the door. 4 bums come rushing in. It's a bum rush.
The first one loses his hand.
Done. Well done.
All right, so Augustina, you're right there, and you're chopping the first one through, huh?
Yep.
Okay, roll your blade skill.
And I rolled 7 plus 4 reflexes, 11.
You hit. Roll percentile. See where you hit him.
Wasn't the arm, it was the 75, whatever that is.
That is going to be actually the right arm.
Wow, I'm good.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Is
How
there a
much?
call? Is there a call shot option, Mickey? To actually,
There is. There is. You
Okay.
can actually do a call shot. Just makes the target number a little harder. So if you're feeling pretty cocky and pretty good, go for it. All right. So since you hit the arm, how much damage are you doing?
2d8 plus 2, so I rolled 6. That's 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. Since that's
Now, 2 AP or AP2,
armor
I
piercing.
presume is about armor piercing. Yeah.
She has no armor.
What a surprise.
Well, hey. All right, so he takes a hit there, and he's gonna make a help. See how functional his arm's gonna be. Actually, his arm's functional still. It's bleeding good. He doesn't. You hurt him almost halfway. Went 1 hit. Okay. So
He doesn't have to make a consciousness roll? How sad.
no, he didn't hit him that hard. So
Oh, well,
right,
I
so-
thought 20%.
so he ran in. Now Jerome, you were also holding an action too, right?
Yep. I want the leader to. I want to hit their leader. I have
Okay,
a
so you
plan.
say it for the leader that come through. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so
These
you're
guys-
waiting for the bull.
Yeah, if they're attacking me, I'll let them hit me. Like literally, I will let them hit me.
Okay. Well, one of
Not
them is going to try and do that. Okay, I gotcha. So you're just taking it, huh?
Yep.
Taking it for
Take it
the
like a
team.
boss.
Nice. All right, now this guy here, he is holding a pistol. No, he has a big club with some spikes through him. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I assume the club skill I have is using clubs, not knowledge of spots in Harlem for jazz.
correct.
Okay.
All right. So what's your reflexes?
My reflexes are 3.
Okay, he will hit you just barely.
Okay.
And he will hit you in the 0-5. That's the head. Okay,
That's okay. I got +5 protection up, and I got a ridiculous health. I'll be fine.
there you go. All right, so only 6 points of damage. So how much gets through?
You already doubled that?
No, whatever gets through is doubled.
Okay, so 6, 1 gets through.
So you take 2 hit points.
Okay.
So yeah, it literally just hits your head and just kind of just bounces off and causes a little scratch there,
Yeah, it would be like the scene like it'll be like.
almost like a paper cut. Yeah.
I'll let it
All right.
turn my head and turn back and just look at him.
He has this look like, mm-mm. And the other two that came through, one's going to try and attack Augustina, and one's going to try and attack you, okay? And the other one is attacking Augustina. Wrong dice. Okay, Augustina, what's your reflexes?
4, and the target number to hit me is increased by 2.
And why is that?
Because of this improved defense talent or skill.
Gotcha, okay. So he will miss, and the guy you injure. And on you, Jerome, that guy hit, almost a crit.
Okay.
All right. It is going to be, let's see, 7 points of damage.
Okay, so 2 gets through.
Oh, let me see where he hits you. Shit, the head again. Man, these dice are hot for the head.
So 4 get through.
Yeah, okay. All right, that was those
They
guys
don't know
there.
about the center of mass.
Luckily, I don't have a glass jaw.
All right. So, okay. All right. That was Bum. Simone, your go.
So I want to keep raising him up. Is that an action that I'm taking, or is that just something that's going on well?
I believe I got skipped.
No.
Renzo did. Nope. Renzo did get skipped. You're right.
Okay, because I'm after.
Oh, no, my bad. You did not get skipped. He's right, because they were holding their action.
Oh, I apologize. Never mind.
This
Okay,
is their,
they
this
held
is
their
their held
action.
action.
I apologize.
Yeah, so
Never mind.
Simone goes after the bums.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I raise it up while taking another action?
Keep raising him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an action, or do I get something else other than that?
Well, you can do that if you want to do another action. It's going to be a modifier. That's all.
Okay, so it is an action.
It is an action, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to put the car into reverse and back over this other guy.
Okay, vehicular manslaughter, sure. So make your driving skill.
I don't have that.
Okay, roll a d4. Add your reflexes. See how good you are doing that. And your target number is going up too, because you're trying to dispel raising this guy while doing that.
Better roll high. Don't give women drivers a bad name here.
Or better yet, don't run over Renzo.
I'm on top of the car. I'm on top of the car.
What could go wrong here? Nothing. Nothing could go wrong.
That's right.
I don't know why Renzo's shooting the guy that he either has no gun
because I thought
he
it would take
to drop, or
I thought it would take longer for the guy to put himself off out of fire. So that was my bad.
After Simone's done, she's got to roll for another round of damage as far as flaming.
I'm pretty happy with that. With the fact that he can't roll. Yeah.
So, you start planning to do something, you got to follow it through.
I got a 5 on my drive skill.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, you went up just hitting something. Okay.
Is a 10 going to do better?
A 10 will hit the other guy.
There we go.
So you spend your scene point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got 3 left.
Yeah, you managed to swerve it and bam, hit him, okay? Since you can't really build up a whole lot of speed here, roll a d8 for damage.
That's fine.
Okay.
You bounce him off, maybe he drops his gun, maybe
he's pretty banged up already. 8?
I rolled 8.
Sweet Jesus. Okay, roll a percentile just for the hell of it. I just want to see what part of his body you clip.
34, so probably center mass.
Torso, yeah. So you run right, you hit him, he just right over his guts, and he just pops like a toad. Okay, he's dead. Okay. So
the toads aren't like that in this area.
There we go.
Yeah, see the toads here in Florida.
And now we burn the guy that's doing this.
Oh yeah.
Does the leader get to me? Does the leader get to me or not?
The flaming
leader hasn't gone yet.
Pinata.
Okay. Yeah. He's literally a flaming meat pinata. He's hanging there as a meat pinata.
So roll a d6 for damage for the flame.
Sure. 6.
And hit him with a stick.
Yeah, he stops dancing so much. Now he is just
hanging meat pinata.
Roasting. Yeah. Okay, so now it is the leader of the bums, okay? The one you're waiting for, Jerome.
Yeah.
He comes busting through. Now, he's a good 6'5", big guy. And you see his hand? He has, it looks like a whip, like a lash made of flames.
Nice.
Okay? And sees you, and goes to whip it right at you, okay?
Yeah. Quick question. 2 questions, actually. How much longer are we going? First one.
Okay. Huh?
I can give you guys half an hour more than normal.
Awesome.
So are we going to get a scene in after this one, or do you think this is going to be the last scene at that point, Mickey?
Well, it took a little longer than I thought it would, actually. We really dived into that first scene pretty intensely. After this, there is more to the game, okay? Which I know we're getting close to that time there. So I don't know if you guys just want to say, here's what happened, or B, plan some part 2, whatever.
Well, we have
you guys.
Hold on. Kevin, you said we have an extra half hour than usual, so we
So
have
50 minutes.
We have 50
Yeah,
minutes.
you got 50 minutes
Okay.
from now. It's
Yeah.
gotta be my hard stop.
Yeah.
I work very early in the morning.
Let's finish this.
That's okay.
Let's finish this
So-
scene and then see.
Okay. Up to you guys. I mean, I'm flexible, so.
Oh, if we've got a potential, I'm going to keep my card.
All right, so where were we? Oh, lead bump. So he's gonna
Yeah.
try and attack you. Okay,
I was going to ask about using the hangman to dispel the whip.
you could do that. You can
Yeah.
always use it for somebody else.
But we
So.
have potential to do something else, so let's go.
All right, so he is going to crack that whip.
And he's just going to hit Kevin's character in the head, which we all know
which
is
we all
his...
know is the worst place to punch him.
Okay, so he will hit you. Okay, where? Nope. Torso.
Okay.
Okay, so he hits you in the torso. And for Fire Lash, let's see. Woo! Dang. Okay. This one might hurt a little bit.
It's all right. It's his job, really.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all those hit points.
He's still got more hit points combined than the 2 squishy guys. That's his job. Get
At
hit.
the end of this, if we're not all at 1 hit point, we just have unused resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you took 15 hit points of damage.
So 10 gets through.
And
So-
you can remember, spend a scene point if you want to cut it in half, but I don't know if you're worried.
So yeah, he lashes across you, hits you. Okay,
Okay.
and Peter goes, and he's just still cowering
I
behind
don't
there.
I don't get to make my counterattack now. I've been waiting.
Yes, you do. You do.
Okay.
You're waiting for that.
Yeah. So my question is, what is the penalty to the target number to punch him in the head?
Okay, so for you want to hit him in the head, you're going to increase your target number by 3. So for him,
Yes.
you need to get normally a 9 or better. In this
Okay.
case here, you need to get a 12 or better.
So minus my 4 is an 8 or better. Right?
Minus
Is that
your
how that
4.
works?
Minus
You
your
said-
4.
You roll brawling with a minus 3 TN for badass and a minus 1 TN for my bloodline benefit.
Okay, that's yeah. So basically, it's a total of 4. So basically, you can reverse and just say add that to your roll plus 4.
Okay. And my brawling's already listed as 2d10 plus 3, so that's already worked in.
That's all right. It's already worked in. Yeah,
So it should be 2d10 plus 4 then. Okay.
it really should be. Yeah,
Okay, so what do I need, an 11? Or 12?
12. Hit him in the head.
Hit him in the head.
Nice.
And then
Okay.
you get
I'm
the
going-
strength on top of that, right?
Right, which
I'm going to burn a scene point to do maximum damage, which will be 12 plus, 10 plus my 2 die 4 is 18.
Now remember, you can roll first to see
yeah,
who's
because
maybe maxed out.
you might not have to burn those points.
I got scene points I haven't used.
That's the way I feel
Show
about it.
off.
I'm gonna burn that scene point to make it 18.
Okay, so
To
18.
the head?
To the
Yeah.
head.
Okay, so this guy here, he actually normally has 42 hit points that you're tussling up against. He's a bull. Okay.
Okay.
So you hit him, and remember those scene points I told you for the group bums? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm spending 1 to cut that in half. So normally, now he does have a talisman of protection. Okay. And so that 18 would normally be a 13. Okay.
Okay.
To him. And if it was going to be doubled for being hit in the head, it would be even more. But I'd spend that 1 to cut it in half, so he's going to take 13 points damage.
Which is still enough to make him make a save, though, right?
Right, it is. So he's still got to do
Nice.
that. Yeah, so. Okay, so let me roll for him. He's got to get a 12 or better. I roll a d10 and add it to his health. Okay, his health is a 4. So I have to get a 8 or better. 3 does not cut it. So he falls over, thud, unconscious.
Let me know when I can make an intimidation check on the rest of his moot buddies to suggest they should
You can
find
do that
some-
right now if you want.
Yeah. Maybe they
So
should
the-
find something else to do tonight.
So I just see Kevin just standing there waiting. He just
Yep.
literally walks into the lash to get it
Yep.
right in the body,
Right,
and then
yep.
just bam, right in the guy's head and drops him.
I picture it's like this. I'll wrap my hand around the lash, hold this.
While two guys were beating on him with clubs.
Yep.
That's why I like working with him. I could be like 3'2" and 180 pounds.
So, sorry, go ahead, John. I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9 on the 3 die 10. I got a 9. I don't know what I'm adding to it.
You're adding your charisma, but in this case here, I'm gonna have you add +2 to it too.
Okay, so that'll be a total of 13 then.
13. Okay.
My Chris is
They
over
got to make a willpower roll. Yeah, they're zealot followers. They're not
That's
relenting.
That is okay. It was worth a shot.
All right. They just have this look like he wasn't worthy type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In Silverado, I don't want to kill you and you don't want to be dead.
Right. Great line. All right. So that was your go. Okay. Oh, yeah. Actually, the leader of the bums went. Now we're going back to the top of the scene in correct order because they're both out of order because of the held actions. Augustina, you go, and you got 2 people on you.
And while we're quoting movies, like they say in A Bug's Life, burn him again.
All right. So Augustina, what are you doing?
Okay, what happens if I try to tackle both of them? Do say
The first
kick
one's
for
normal.
one, right?
The second one's going to have a +3 modifier.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. And if I miss the second one, the first one still gets hit.
Yeah, it doesn't negate the first one. So if one misses, the other one doesn't change if you hit. Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
So are you hitting the injured one first or the uninjured one first?
I'm gonna kick the injured one and knock him down, push him over, whirl, and slash with the blade at the other one who hasn't hurt yet.
Gotcha. Okay, so roll your kick. It's going to be brawling.
Yep, brawling, 7 plus 4, 11.
That'll hit him. And you're going to roll a d6 plus your damage bonus. Do you have one? What's your strength?
It says here plus 1d3.
Okay. So d6 plus a d3.
All right. D6. That was excitingly awful. 4 plus half of 1, 5.
Okay, and you can either spend a scene point if you want to do maximum damage. And by the way, roll percentile, see where you hit him.
Perhaps
Unless you
the
were
head.
Huh?
No, in the 52. Probably the torso or the...
torso. Close. That's actually pretty close to the groin. Oops.
I was trying to kick him in the groin.
Just aimed a little high, that's all. All right, so 5 points damage to him. He's hurt. Still up, but he's hurt. Second guy, you're trying to strike at him. The blade. Roll.
That's right.
Okay.
For this
now this one here, you need to get an 11 or better.
Well, 8 plus 4 is 12, so yes.
Okay, you hit. And roll percentile, see where you hit him.
Now I'm getting so many dice here. It's confusing. 29.
Torso. And roll damage.
Now 11.
Okay, you hurt him. He's about halfway hurt, I'd say, right now. Actually, a little bit more than halfway. Okay. And still functional, just in pain. Jerome, your go.
Right,
that's how I like them.
How do these mooks look?
They look like they're ready to tear you up, and they haven't been touched.
Okay.
So.
And I will punch one of them, just dead center mass.
Okay, gotcha. Break his ribs.
So yeah, and when I brawl, I'm adding my strength to the total, right? That's how that works, or what am I adding, or is it reflex?
Yeah, for you, actually, no, it's reflex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just brawl away.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10, 13.
Hit him in the torso.
Yeah.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay, hang on. 13.
13. Ooh, pretty sure you hear a rib or two break. Okay. Okay. And he falls unconscious. Took so much damage.
So look at the other one. I said, you really should run.
Make another intimidation roll.
Same as last time.
What was that?
If you're giving me the normally it would be an 11. If you're giving me the +2, it's a 13.
I am 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he might actually run. Okay. Okay, Renzo, your go.
Okay. So both of these guys are dead. At this point, I am going to channel 4 of my mana into my health, and I am healed full. So my ear stops ringing.
Good. All right. The bums go. Okay, that one that
And I'm
you
gonna get off the
threatened.
car.
Okay, are you heading anywhere, or are you just gonna stay there?
I'm going to head towards the back at this point.
What's your move rate?
8.
8. Okay, so you're going as fast as you can. Okay. All right. The one that you scared there, Jerome, he goes running out the door. Okay. So.
Can I trip him as he goes?
Well, you can try and do that, but you got 2 other people on you who are getting ready to attack you.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
Let
Okay.
him run.
Okay. So the one who's got the arm injured is going to try and attack you, and will miss. And the other guy will try and attack you and miss. Okay, they missed and missed and missed. Okay, so Simone, your go.
So the guy that I backed into, he dropped and he hasn't come back up.
No, his guts hanging out of his mouth probably indicates he's not getting back up again.
And the meat puppet, is he still hanging onto the gun?
He's holding on to everything because he's dead and just kind of crispy frying it. Probably fused a little bit to it.
Aye. I will return him to the ground. I will go ahead.
Oh, we were just drop him.
Yeah, I will go ahead and bring the vehicle over to basically let everybody pile in later on. I don't figure they need me in the fight right now.
So you're heading towards the back then?
Yeah, with the getting the vehicle as close as I can.
Gotcha. All right. Leader Bum, he's unconscious. Peter goes. Okay. Augustina, your go.
2 guys. I feel like I've got a calling here.
And how are you attacking them?
I think, once again, it's brawling for 1 and sword for the second. The brawling, the first one will be, I'm actually going for something low this time. I'm not doing it as a cold shot. It's my legs, so I don't think I'm that flexible by choice.
So you're not aiming?
I'm not aiming.
Okay, gotcha.
That's 12.
That'll hit. And roll percentile, see where you hit him.
In the fabulous 49.
49, torso, right in the gut, right in the bread basket. Okay, so roll a d6 plus your damage bonus. Might finish him off. He's very pretty
Not
tore
the
up.
way I'm rolling D6s. 3
3 total?
total.
Ooh,
2 plus 1.
Ouch.
he's barely up. All right, the next guy, you're rolling to your sword. Can't hear him.
Don't hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you a 12. You roll 3 of them. 8's come up a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hit him, and where'd you hit him?
In the 15.
In the 15.
Ooh.
Sounds like a groin shot to the way you said it.
No, that's a head hit, almost the throat. So you probably hit him around the bottom chin.
Nice.
Definitely finish him off.
Undercut. Over.
14.
14 with a blade, angelic blade. 14, yeah, you pretty much cleave his head off.
Oh, good. I've been meaning to cut something off.
And succeed you have. All right, that was your go. Jerome, your go. There's only one bum left in here, and that's that guy who's on him, who she's been kicking, and looks like he's planning on running out.
Having worked with Augustina, is this like a don't get between her and anything, John, or would she want my help?
She'll be annoyed if you finish it off, but she won't hold it against you.
Well, annoyed seems to be her default setting, so I think you're good, Kevin. Go for it.
Yeah. although he actually looks like he's gonna run.
Oh, looks like he might, yeah.
Okay, Jerome will. If he doesn't run, I will after he doesn't. But I think I've decided Jerome gives people a chance to go find a better life. Don't be so stupid.
Give up your evil ways.
Yeah.
All right. So Renzo, your go. You continue running.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue running to back them up.
Okay, so you run to the back door area where also Simone's pulling up as well too. You see this one bum running out the back door. That was the one that Jerome intimidated before. He's already running, so you got to try and do anything to him, or you got to let him run?
Let him run. Not worth my spell points.
Okay. And, okay, the one inside there that's still up, he's going to try and run out as well too, okay? Augustina, he's running away from you. And Simone, you're going.
These guys running past me at this point?
Well, yeah, you're kind of coming up, and they're coming out the back door, and they're kind of just keep running this way. So you can either keep coming around towards the back door, or you can try and run them down if you want.
Oh, I definitely don't want to run them down.
Oh, come on. You already got to do body work from hitting the one guy.
Yeah,
and the bullets in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, but cleaning up brains a lot harder.
Yeah, I'll just let him go.
Okay, guys.
Look, I know a guy.
All right, so are we effectively out of combat, or Augustina, you going to try and chase down this guy?
I'm not going to try and chase him down. What's important is that we got one to sort of wake up and interrogate if we need to, and Peter's.
I gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so you guys, now, what should we do now? Because I don't know what y'all's plans were. Obviously, we ran a little longer than anticipated.
So,
got about 23 minutes before we'd want to probably start wrapping it up.
Yep. So how about we fast forward the questioning of the guy, and he tells us where we go, and we're gonna go to the final fight.
Or I mean, what's your actual scenario loadout? Because if we want to hold it here, that's cool.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
I don't want to just.
Because technically speaking, if you wanted to, now I'm not asking you guys to. This is up to you. I'm flexible. I mean, right now I'm unemployed until hair salons are open again. We could do a part 2 if you wanted to, because honestly, you are about 55%, 60% done.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh, definitely. Let's do a part 2.
Let's do part 2. Well, this is going to wrap up part 1 for us. So let's go around and do a little bit of a feedback. I heard that our GM would like to go last, so I'm going to go to the far bottom corner and start with John today. Hey, John.
Hey. Well, let's see here. This is a nice, fast system. The rolling multiple dice for the proficiency is very nice in the sense that it gives you a sense of competence, although I can see from the times I rolled very low that it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good on every shot. Nice that everyone has spells. I'd be when I finally read the rules, I'll be interested to see if there's a non-magic using alternative.
Ungifted.
Ungifted, okay. Because I think that's something that some days I'm in an ornery mood and would like. In general, yeah, I liked it. I want to see how healing and refreshing of things works. But yeah, good job.
And Kevin, what about you?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I found the system pretty intuitive once I got into it, how things are done in terms of navigating around your spells and your abilities. Things like drawing the tarot and having scene points, mechanics like that in any game are welcome. It adds a lot of player agency, which always feels good. That if something has gone wrong, you've got that safety net of no, it didn't. I was still good. That was a lot of fun. You, I don't know if it was on camera before or not. You mentioned there are other games you've got designed around the system that I'm now actually really interested in checking out.
Okay, good.
Kevin complains that we're going to make him go broke with BWK.
Well, there's something more I can tell you about that after we're done. So,
Awesome. Brandon, what about you?
This was a fantastic system. I had a great time with it. Coming in, I was waffling between Simone and that's the seer, and then the scribe, Roderick Phibbs.
Roderick Fibes.
Fibes, and I had no understanding. I didn't read the game. I'll tell you that. You sent us a video about how to play. I didn't watch that either.
You're better off.
But you came in, you broke it down really quickly. It's easy to grasp, and you understand when you're going to be good at something and when you're not going to be good at. So it's good, fast fun, where the differences between characters seem really pronounced. In some other games that are out there, those differences sometimes don't come through as well. But Kevin and John, the way that their characters were more physical versus the way that Alice and I were playing, that made it really apparent on the differences in those characters. So it's great. I recommend it to lots of people. Thank you for coming up with our little fast spell sheet so we weren't flipping through the book also.
No problem. Makes it easier.
My two questions here are, how do we get scene points back, and how do you normally get magic points back?
Okay, scene points are awarded by the GM, which actually I need to award you another one at the end of this scene here. So we get one more. And you can only have a maximum of 6, like I said. And the other one was what, hit points?
No, magic points.
Magic points, mana.
Magic points. Okay. They come back after resting full 8 hours, okay? If you only get part of that back, if you only like sleep like say part of the time, you're only getting part of it back. Other ways you can get it back is through like alchemy. You can try and take something to help restore that, or you can actually go to a ley line and try and recharge that if you want to. Although ley lines, like I said, are untapped raw mystical energy that can sometimes have some good effects, sometimes bad effects, and it's a random chart we actually have in the book, which is kind of, as a GM, kind of funny.
Cool.
That's awesome. This goes right up as an easy to play White Wolf style game, which is something that I absolutely love. Alice, what about you?
With enough mechanics to sink your teeth into that you actually are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, for me, I definitely had fun. I agree with Brandon that the distinction between the different characters was very pronounced, which is something I'm always looking for, because a lot of games you feel like you're the same person. It's the same stylish. The agency over how well, my character was a prodigy at everything. And so, when I was rolling multiple dice, I would have one come up a 2, but the other one come up a 5, made me happy, on the D6s or a bunch of the other stuff, just the way that it went. The multiple dice really helped because I'd have one low, but the other one super high. I'm like, oh, good.
And then when both your dice come out low, you're like, dang it!
I had that happen twice. Yeah, I'm like, 1 and 2 and 1 and 1. Yeah.
But then you got the scene point. I said I love that player agency.
You do have that point. But yeah, I think that and Brandon and I generally like systems that have at least enough mechanics to sink your teeth into. That's what we gravitate towards, and that definitely hits it with this. I was reading the rules a bit while we were playing. I think that I gave myself away because I caught some information. That's how. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing part 2 with you ASAP.
Okay.
Part 2.
Okay.
So, what about you? Your experience with
Brandon,
this table?
no gang signs.
No, he was doing Up Your Kilt.
Oh yeah. I definitely enjoyed playing with you guys. I tend to run games, I guess, like this. I call convention style type thing, and so this is not my usual game group where I do like a long type I call it almost like a soap opera-esque type involvement with characters and stuff like that. So this hits kind of the broad surfaces. As far as mechanics, we did try and design something that was kind of a cross between crunchy meets narrative. And we were fortunate. We've had several reviewers felt that we hit that sweet spot of both without being too much of one, not too much of the other. Because I grew up old school gaming. I've been running games for 38, 39 years, long time. I'm old. so
are we.
Yeah, we're all old here.
Some of us.
We're all old. We're all old.
So,
here.
But this is our third production game we've done. Our first one we did was Spy, and that was the core mechanics for what you're playing right here. Okay, although we really have Spy 2.0 in the can, we just haven't gotten the art finished or layout. That's kind of like we'll get around to that either end of the year or next year. So it's technically done, and we fixed it because I apologize. Spy, the original version, is kind of looking back at it like, wow, we should have done things different. And then we did Pathogen Unclassified. That was our second game, but we did a totally different system for that because we didn't want to try and shoehorn that world into that because that was a post-apocalyptic survival horror game. And then we did Wicked Pacts, which you obviously played. And then our fourth one, which was Dark Times, which is a cyberpunk genre where corporates have figured out how to make superheroes, and they see them as company property. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting some applause there. Yeah.
Inspired by the Velveteen stories by Sean McGuire.
Never read those. Yeah.
They're very tough to find, but there's some on Sean McGuire's website, and you might think they're interesting because they're semi-related.
Okay, I'll check. And what are they called again?
The character is Velveteen, whose power is that she can make stuffed animals do her bidding.
I know
she has
book of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And she has decided to leave the corporation that pays her, and the corporation is not happy with it.
Yeah. Yep. We have the audiobook of that. Okay.
So, and the last one we're working on currently right now, which is called Pirates of a Shattered World, which is kind of a techno fancy. It's almost like Michael Moorcock's Hawk Moon meets Shannara meets Pirates of Darkwater. So, but yeah, we really enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed playing with you guys, and appreciate your feedback. It's always nice to, expose this to different people. And actually, because you guys on the West Coast, that's been my biggest problem is getting enough exposure out there. Because the Southeast, I've rang that bell plenty of times down here. And I need to get some more exposure out in the West. So this is good for me.
Awesome.
So,
well,
yeah. So,
thank you again for coming on. I'm looking forward to part 2 and experiencing more of your content. So.
Also, I wanted to say as a thanks, okay, and hopefully when things kind of get back to normal and get my printer back to up and producing again, I'd like to send you guys a copy, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
So, all right, well.
Okay, and thank you all for watching. Part
Thank
1.
you.
Everyone.
Appreciate
Good
it.
night.
Hey Blades! Thank you so much for watching another Babies with Knives video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and come join the conversation in our Discord server.
If you want to keep content like this coming, come check out our Patreon and consider subscribing. All links for this is provided in the description below. And remember, come back next time to get honed!